The sound of the bell, Mr. Luis Pavon. Introducing first, out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 139.1 pounds, wearing black trunks with gold trim. His record, 9 victories, 8 defeats, 2 draws, 1 no contest. 3 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Sedalia, Missouri, Jose Zaragoza! Introducing out of the red corner. He weighed in at 139.8 pounds, wearing white trunks. His record, perfect. 10 fights, 10 victories. 8 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Las Vegas, Nevada, El General Emiliano Fernando Vargas!
Okay, come on. Okay, guys, I give you instruction in the dressing room and in your corner. They have an agreement, okay? Good luck. God bless you.
Luis Pavon, the third man in the ring tonight. Christina Poncher and Xander Saez on the mic with you. Thank you for joining us tonight from South Florida, a place that looks really good on Emiliano Vargas. The outfit's all week long. You know, he just fits the vibe here. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. He, again, like I said back a bit earlier, he just matches all the boxes. It's great. I think he's going to be a superstar in the future.
Boxing is in a good place when there is fighters from Puerto Rico like yourself, fighters from Mexico like yourself that have generated a lot of excitement to kind of carry that baton for the next generation.
Yes, definitely. Something that it's impressive to see, you know, just the young talent coming up, seeing them mature, seeing them get better. And Emiliano, we see it tonight.
Zaragoza already taking a couple hard shots from Emiliano, looking to land some of his own as he swings and misses there with the right hand.
I think one of the key to victory one of the keys to victory for Zaragoza is to move the head, to not be in the middle. He's really comfortable throwing punches from the middle and leaving his head right there. And he's also susceptible for that right hand.
On the money. Zaragoza goes down here in round 1.
6, 7.
Nice place right hand right there. It was an amazing right hand, great speed, great timing. Just like I said, he has it all.
And he has him hurt here in round 1. A lot of time to go here as Pavon takes a serious look at Zaragoza, and Emiliano Vargas goes down to the body with the left hand. Pavon has seen enough. That is a first round stoppage victory for Emiliano Vargas. I mean, the ring walk was longer. But that's why you put the work in the gym, right?
Definitely. You win the fights in the gym during camp. You go 8 weeks, 10 weeks of hard work and dedication, and this is where this is where you celebrate.
His brother, Fernando Vargas Jr., got the win last night. Emiliano gets the win tonight, and then Amado Vargas, middle brother, will be back in action first week of July. So 2 out of the 3 so far collect dubs for the Vargas dynasty, with the youngest, Emiliano, collecting his now 11th pro victory, his 9th by knockout.
That was explosive power right there. That was explosive power, great timing. You can see it. He knew that Zaragoza was going to be in the middle. He knew that Zaragoza's head was going to be in the middle. Got out the weight of the jab. Nice right hand down the middle. It was beautiful. Beautiful timing, beautiful speed, beautiful power.
He got his head off the line and then countered with the right hand. That's textbook.
That is textbook. That is textbook. That's something that they teach you from a young age, and he did it to perfection there.
And here's the finish. No answer, no return from Zaragoza after that series of punches. And
for Zaragoza, when you're getting hit with those many hard shots, it's hard to throw something. And the referee, just did his job, got in the middle, stopped the fight. I feel like it was the right decision to make.
When we talked a little bit in the fighter meetings about how Emiliano was fighting a guy in Zaragoza that fought Keyshawn Davis and lost to Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn knocked him out in round 2. And they're like, okay, you think you could do it in round 1? You know what I mean? It's just, you know, some of that camaraderie, little friendly competition, and he got the job done. Here's Mark Chinook.
Center, Miami, Florida. Referee Luis Pabon calls a stop to this bout at 1 minute 32 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner by technical knockout, El General Emiliano Fernando Vargas.
And again, now 11-0 as a pro with 9 knockouts. And for Emiliano, after getting the stoppage in his last fight in the 6th round and having gone 6 rounds his last 2, comes in here tonight and gets the job done in the 1st round.
And it's like they always tell us, before you could go 8, you got to go 6. He went 6 last time, got the stoppers in the late rounds. Now they give him the opportunity for 8 rounds. And he got the job done in the first one.
And you know the way Top Rank works, right? Like, he probably already knows his next fight date.
For sure, for sure.
And then when you get knocked out, or you get you get the victory in the 1st round, they got to keep you busy. And that's really all that Top Rank has done. He has fought 5 times in 2023. He's already fighting now for the 3rd time this year, and it's only the end of June. So they'll keep him busy, keep him active. And, you know, I thought maybe a little more of a test, maybe caught Zaragoza cold. I thought we talked about it in the lead-up. We expected a little more from Jose tonight. Yeah. But
I mean, again, just Zaragoza, with the experience that he has and being in there before with good fighters, I thought it was going to be a bit more opposition coming from him. But Emiliano just had great timing with that right hand, great speed. And that was, again, I didn't even get to talk of some of my key to victory for Emiliano, but the speed of and the timing of the punches was one of them, and he got it. He got it down.
Mission accomplished for Team Vargas. Still to come on the broadcast tonight. Coming up next, Nico Ali Walsh taking on Sona Akale in the rematch for Walsh to try to avenge the only professional loss that he has on his record. And then our co-main event, Robeisy Ramirez looking to get back in the win column, taking on Benitez. And then in our World Championship main event, Teofimo Lopez looking to defend his WBO and Ring Magazine Junior Welterweight World title against Steve Claggett. We got the broadcast started with a spectacular knockout, and in fact, we've had some really good knockouts in this last year of boxing. So until we get to our next fight, let's take a look at some of the best knockouts from Top Rank Boxing.
Okay, boys, if a cold break, you stop punching, you take a step back. Don't deliberately throw punches around the back of the head, and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves.
He doesn't have a high energy style, and that bodes well for a guy who's late in his 30s.
Oh, there's a right hand that shook Anthony Yarde. Here comes a left hook from Artur Beterbiev. He's starting to find a home for his shots. He's getting steady, and he's starting to find openings in Anthony Yarde, who's more settled and getting clipped. The legs underneath him are now wobbly, and here comes Artur Beterbiev.
Told you, dominate mid-range. It's a wrap now.
There's a right hand from Artur Beterbiev. He just retired the Beast, Joe Smith Jr., and now the Beast from the East, Anthony Yarde, is where he doesn't need to be, Dre, against the ropes.
And Beterbiev is starting to find his range. He's found a range that's comfortable to fight in, where nice counter.
Left hook there.
And he hurt him with that. That buzzed the Beterbiev a little bit.
Can he capitalize on this moment? And gets caught with the right hand coming in, and that's the danger. You want to play with fire, you want to exchange with Artur Beterbiev? Well, you better be ready to take some fire in return.
Oh! Big right hand.
This is a fight, and it's a firefight, and anything can happen, and now it's Artur Beterbiev who is taking a step back.
Yarde is doing a better job this time than he did in the Kovalev fight. He's not shooting everything that he has. He's not punching himself out. He's landing a good shot. He's marching forward. He'll land another 2 good shots. He knows that he can't afford to punch himself. But here comes Beterbiev.
Yes. Beterbiev with thudding shots.
That's called experience. That's what you're seeing right now.
Nice right uppercut from Artur Beterbiev, and the bell. is the only thing that can separate these two men.
And you got to talk him through these last 7 rounds. Son, he's 38 years old. You can be tired tomorrow. You don't have time to be tired right now.
Beautiful right hand from Anthony Yarde sends Artur Beterbiev reeling backwards towards the ropes. And now the champion turns Yarde around, lands a couple of uppercuts, a beautiful right hand, digs to the body, uppercut. And here we see the firefight we anticipated. Both fighters with their heart on their sleeve.
Body shot is the key. The body is the key, then go back to the head.
Sometimes when you get hit to the body, it reminds you to go to the body, and that's what Anthony Yarde just did.
You can't move that torso, you can't move that body, especially when the opponent is up against the good shot right there for Anthony Yarde.
Nice right hand, and now Yarde is hurt. Artur Beterbiev puts him on the canvas.
That's the punch that just missed about 30 seconds ago.
For Anthony Yarde to continue, how will he deal with the onslaught from the beast? Nope, and Tunde Ajayi steps in, and Artur Beterbiev does it again. 19 victories, 19 knockouts, 8 championship fights. None have gone the distance because this man is a destructive force.
Oh, good. There's the line there. There's the line there. Touch gloves. Go back to your corners.
I have to believe that that's what they specialize in. Ooh.
Two-punch combination from Navarrete. Oh, he got caught. Wilson catches him. And now Navarrete's hurt here in round 4. Wilson on the attack. Massive underdog. Has a big opportunity. Oh! Wilson scores the shocking knockdown here in round 4. Wilson's got a jump on him. Could Wilson pull the shocking upset? Right hand comes in. Tries to come back with the left hook. Navarrete is not tying up. Navarrete, a huge favorite, a 2-division world champion. Wilson, a little-known Australian. Big right hand comes in. Final seconds. Navarrete is hurt, but survives. But perhaps didn't realize how much guts and desire is on the field. Big shot by Wilson.
He's hurt.
Wilson did it again. Navarrete tries to fire back, but in these closing moments, Wilson's on the attack, and Navarrete is hurt again. This is not a knockdown. Oh, Navarrete mixing in that body shot again, wrapping around that elbow, and Navarrete getting after it here to close out round 7. Oh, we got a great one tonight, folks. Sit back and enjoy. But Navarrete rallied in the 5th, rallied in the 7th, and then does that here in the 9th. And will Navarrete, with all this time to work with, get after him? Lunging left hook. Wilson comes forward. Right hand behind the jab. Looking for that left uppercut. Signature punch of Navarrete. Right hand, uppercut combination. Wilson's hurt, and he ties up. Now some separation, tries to land the left hook. Up jab. Navarrete tries to go underneath it. Seeking to become a 3-division world champion. What a slugfest we have here. Long range bomb. Headshot rings in. Wilson holds up to it. Wilson clearly damaged here in round 9. Blood coming from his nose. Taking big shots. Headshot comes in again. Another big one from Navarrete. Navarrete with a left hand. Sweeping right hand, drives down. Big headshot. Wilson's in deep trouble here.
They got to get in there.
Big, big trouble. It could be ending at any moment.
It's a lot of time left.
He hasn't tied up.
He's got a shot with that left hook.
Does he know how to tie up?
And he knows it. He possesses the lottery ticket.
Tie up.
He stumbled back.
Tie up, Wilson.
Stumbled back.
Tie up.
They got to get in there.
Headshots running down from Navarrete. Body shot mixed in. It is over. It is over. In an absolute thriller. Navarrete is a 3-division world champ.
As a reminder, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch him up, good luck.
Good defense, good prevent defense right there, where Loma wanted to come in, but the physical strength of Haney said no.
Nice counter right there.
And then the counter right hand from
off
Devin
the back
Haney.
foot. Oh, there's the combination from Loma. Getting mid-range.
Loma closing that gap. And
Yeah, Loma, you want to keep dodoing what he's doing in his last round and a half.
headshot lands.
Keep pressing, keep causing disruption, keep trying to close the distance, and make Devin Haney
Uppercut
prove
comes in.
that he can do something about it.
Southpaw jab set it up, and Loma with a combination here in the final minute of round 3.
Good body work.
Right hand to the body again. Comes back with a left to the body. Then goes up top with a short right hand. Lomachenko with a 3-punch combination that was capped by a short left uppercut on the inside. Right hand to the body again.
Nice
Left uppercut comes underneath with the right hand, does Haney. Let's see if he gets to the jab and stays on the outside. Oh, Loma! Left hand from Loma.
3 shots,
Comes in.
3 left hands from Loma. When the fight gets interesting in a championship fight, the back half, the 7th round on. Now we see how hard you train. Now we see what type of lifestyle you've been living. This is when it all comes out.
And how bad you want it. Oh!
He felt that.
He caught him.
That all came because Devin Haney picked up his jab and began to throw it. Loma's looking for a jab. A left hook came instead.
Chopping down. Haney backs into that red corner. Comes out of it.
Shot right there.
With a Viper strike. Loma tries to close the distance.
Again, straight left hand from Loma. Can't miss with the left hand.
Snapped it.
Oh.
Good shot. That hurt.
He hurt him
Right
with
down
that.
on the inside from Lomachenko.
That hurt him.
Lomachenko's best moment of the fight. It comes in round 10.
Came out of nowhere. Explosive. Right on the target.
I'm telling you. Accurate, sharp, quick.
The smaller 35-year-old seems like the younger, bigger man.
2 3-punch combination from Loma. Right in Haney's face, daring him to throw, daring him to shoot a shot. Because he's in range to counter and lead at will.
That's the reason why Loma is having success. Oh, beautiful body shot.
Look at this work from Lomachenko.
And still undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney.
And you can see the expression on Lomachenko's face.
He's circling around and going to that weak side. Good exchange right there.
Excellent exchange.
Southpaw stands now, huh?
He has switched a couple times tonight.
Oh, there it is!
My!
There it is!
My! Robeisy Ramirez lunging with it and brutalizing Espinosa.
Ramirez now is finding a home. Now he's moving to his left, and he's looping his right hook over the jab. There it is again, high on the temple.
There's
Good
a left
shot.
hand. Oh, and he stumbles. He's got him in trouble here. Closing moments of round 7. This is his 3rd fight in the United States. He's only fought past the 6th-round once,
my
and
goodness.
it's this kind of an effort.
Oh.
And now Ramirez is finding his groove.
Target
Here
practice.
he comes. Look at the champ firing off against the big, lanky target, and Espinosa still is punching.
Oh, big shots.
He's taking headshots and yet still firing at Ramirez.
That's a smart thing to do. Espinosa closing the distance. Not allowing Ramirez to be able to extend either with that right hook or that looping left.
3-punch combination from Espinosa. Ramirez
Good
comes
left
back
hand
with
right
a
there.
left hand. Espinosa trying to place that uppercut, drives a left hand of his own back. Ramirez counters with a left. Straight right hand from Espinosa. Headshot
Look at
from Ramirez, and Espinosa now turning it on more and more.
Tess, this is why I love boxing, Tess.
Just spectacular when there's
This
drama
is
like
why
this.
I love boxing. You're seeing guts, you're seeing blood, determination.
And you just never know on any given night from any opponent, anything can happen. Look at this in the final minute.
Oh my goodness.
Espinosa just saying, I'm going for it. I'm taking it to the champ in front of his fans.
He has to do something.
Espinosa sending him back against the ropes. Ramirez was trying to grab him. Espinosa scores the knockdown. This could be a massive upset. The two-time Olympic gold medalist against the little-known, rugged, Mexican hopeful. He is in trouble right to the final bell.
And the new WBO featherweight champion of the world, Rafael El Divino Espinosa.
A dream comes true. Look at the emotion on the face of Rafael Espinosa. That is the front runner for Knockout of the Year, and I don't know that anything's going to challenge him for the WBO middleweight championship.
And if Janibek poses,
Janibek with the left uppercut, and then a series of left hooks that just flattens Butler.
that quick.
One mistake.
Watch out.
He doesn't know where he is.
Janibek's got a ton of time to close the show.
That's it, brother.
Butler somehow still on his feet, blood raining from his nose. Oh, he collapses.
2, 3, 4, 5. Look at me.
He's got to stop this,
Just
man.
abusive punishment he's taking here in round 2.
He can't walk that way, man.
Come to me. You got one last shot, man.
It's going in
Reese is
ugly.
going to let him go again.
It's going in ugly.
Janibek, uppercut again. Oh my! What a devastating, destructive second round and onslaught from Janibek Alimkhanuly. That left uppercut started it.
Oh, that's brutal.
Then
On the
another
inside.
one came in.
Accurate heavy shots. Each one landed after the opponent
Check the
is already buzzed and hurt.
Inside slip. Oh
Look at
my
that.
goodness. Straight up the middle. Beautiful shot.
Right now,
Well
Butler-
placed.
Butler's what you call out on his feet. He's there, but he's not there.
Oh.
His mind is somewhere. Boom. Another good shot. Another accurate shot. Barely missed, but the damage was already done. It doesn't take much to get your opponent to the canvas. Let's see how he finished it. Good jab right there. That felt like a left hand. Boom. Another jab. Left. The referee could have stopped it right there, but this is professional boxing, so I didn't think he would. Let's see the finish.
Here's
As
the
we
end of
knew
the
it would
fight
come.
coming up, Trey. Here it is.
He stalked his prey, landed a big shot. You know, if one big shot landed just like that, he would have that kind of reaction from Butler. That's what the fans came to
my
see, and that's what they got.
What a way to defend the middleweight championship. But right now we are ready for our world title fight between Maloney and Nakatani.
Where you see Nakatani, he just buying his time right now. He's just trying to set up one last punch, trying to end this fight with one shot.
Remember, this fight was almost stopped after the 11th round by the corner of Maloney. They sent him back out, and now he's a half minute away from going the distance in what will most likely be lopsided scores and a championship won for Nakatani. Oh my! That was devastating! He is laid out in brutal fashion. Absolute devastating dynamite power by Nakatani. That was as brutal of a single punch as you will ever see. Unbelievable punch.
My gosh.
Watch his legs. That's all you need to know. Watch the legs.
Flick jab. Sting getting range. He sees him coming in. Times him perfectly. Gets his head off the line. Looping left hand. Knuckles pointed down. Oh my goodness.
It's as big as it gets. It's as powerful of a single knockout punch as you'll see in the sport. Junto Nakatani wins a world championship and stays undefeated with this monstrous left hand. And I want you to see it in real time and listen to it. Here it is. Listen to this punch. feet away from that when it happened in real time. Tim, it was like a human shotgun.
Yes, it was.
Going off.
Yes, it was.
It is a championship fight card. IBF Featherweight World Championship between the champion, Luis Alberto Lopez, taking on the challenger, Michael Mick Conlan.
I believe, like, and for Mick Conlan, he should start throwing some feints, even when he's trying to, regain his composure and, set his next trap. Don't just stand there and look at him. Throw some feints and make him think about you're gonna set up a trap, but do something.
Oh, that shot hurt him. Conlan is down in round 5, and the towel comes in. Adam Booth has thrown in the towel. It is over. Luis Alberto Lopez is still the IBF Featherweight World Champion.
Firefight maybe the first 2 rounds, and then Lopez.
Well, I mean, it only went one other round, and then it got stopped shortly after that. But that shot right there flattened Conlan. There was no question about it, not even a count. The towel comes in. We've been talking about that uppercut, the right uppercut shot from the hip.
He dipped right into it.
The Road Warrior.
He's going down, boom. Like, Lopez's eye coordination is on point, and he's not getting enough credit for that. Like, he knows basically where to place the punches at the right moment in the right time.
But the constant pressure from Lopez eventually got to Conlan, and just in a split second, everything changed.
Just like that. Fell right into it, dipped right into it.
Coming up in our main event tonight, the WBO and Ring Magazine 140-pound world title fight between the champ Teofimo Lopez and the challenger Steve Claggett. With the main event and Teofimo Lopez, we had a chance to talk to him this week, and you never really know what you're going to get from Teofimo Lopez during a fight week. He's a man of many different, personalities, etc. But with Steve Claggett, in our conversation with him yesterday, I was really impressed by the guy.
I was really impressed by the way he was so composed talking to us, the way he was so mature about his game plan and what he wanted to do, what he believed, where his head was. I feel like he's a man that tonight is coming in with a plan of victory and to become a world champion for the first time in his career.
And there he is, arriving just moments ago for his first opportunity at winning a world title, and quite frankly, could be his last. You never know. These opportunities don't come around for fighters all the time, and he has had, a 45 fight career or more, and now he's finally getting the opportunity. And there is the champ, Teofimo Lopez, looking to defend his title at 140. He's the lightweight and junior welterweight lineal world champion, and that's an accomplishment in and of itself, and he values that Ring Magazine title very much. In fact, showed off 2 rings that he had made to represent those 2 lineal belts. The 140-pound lineal title will be on the line, and interesting how much he actually spent the time talking about his next move and what he wants to do next.
And like he also told us, he's the only champion right now reigning from that, Devin Haney and all those guys that were up. Subriel Matias, just to mention a few. He's the only guy, and he kept mentioning that yesterday in the fighters meeting and kept mentioning what he wanted to do next. But I do look at them, both of them, him and Steve, they're both really, really relaxed. They look really comfortable right now. And I'm just looking forward to see a great show in the main event.
And to your point about the junior welterweight champions, when he became a champion, there's 3 other belt holders now with those titles. Let's take a look at the other champions at 140 pounds. You have Isaac Cruz, Liam Paro, who just beat Subriel Matias, and then Alberto Puello, who is elevated when they kind of made Devin Haney a champion in recess. So, it's a different landscape in the division, and now, I think for him, really good fights that he could make should he choose to unify. But he's now already talking about trying to fight Terrence Crawford, who is not even at 47 anymore, who is making his way to 54 to not only fight for a title there, but then maybe eventually to Canelo Alvarez.
And he said that he's willing to move up straight 254, which I think is a bit crazy. You know, there's a lot of muscles that you got to put on.
Different size gloves.
We're some big guys up there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Different size gloves. I mean, all that, which is one of the reasons, though, he said Steve Claggett was on his list, because he feels like he's also a welterweight. Like, he's a big 140-pounder, and he wanted to test himself at that division. And here is the top 10 with, according to the WBO top 10 junior welterweight rankings: Arnold Barbosa Jr., Jack Cattle, Richardson Hitchens, Jose Ramirez, Sandro Martin, and then, of course, you got Claggett right there at number 8. Of those names, actually none of the guys ranked above Claggett in the WBO were mentioned to Teofimo Lopez. They presented him with 4 names, which none of them were any of these guys.
And in that list, he already beat 2 of the guys.
Correct.
And also, I feel like every other name are really good fights to be made. Like you said, they weren't mentioned for this fight, or he didn't mention it at all, because, again, like you said, he was mentioning moving up to 154 to fight Terence Crawford. But I feel like he's still got a lot of big fights to be made here at 140.
I agree, and as he knows he's on camera right there, by the way, as he's looking at some blank pages in his journal. I'm just kidding. Some pages in his journal. But honestly, with all seriousness, he has been in a really good mood this week. A lot of the antics and things that we've seen in other fight weeks were not there. He does seem locked in, focused, and really in a really good headspace. And that's not something that I always say heading into a Teofimo Lopez fight week.
For sure, you don't, like you said, you know, earlier, you don't know what Teofimo you're gonna expect every fight weekend. But this fight week, we saw him very calm, very focused on what he wanted to do, and I'm looking forward for him to put on a show tonight.
All right, putting on a show is something that Teofimo Lopez does best. Here's a look back at some of those show-stopping moments leading up to this point tonight for Teofimo Lopez.
Size up Menard for me in terms of what Lopez is in against him.
Well, he has a ton of experience, but right now he just got caught with the overhand right from Lopez. Lopez getting right to it.
Wow! What a knockdown by Lopez! Spectacular! Contender or beyond! Fortnite celebration again!
Here's Lopez. He's going to move in. He's going to throw a looping overhand right over. It looked like a hook, a partial hook of Menard. Perfectly timed. That's what it's about, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, going into the fight, he had to stay real busy. He's already been down 1 time here in the first round of the scheduled 4-rounder. Showing him the power of Teofimo Lopez Jr. and why the matchmakers. Oh, he caught him with a solid right hand, and he goes down for the 2nd time. That was a clean right hand right on the side of the chin. He takes a 7 count. He'll take a standing the full 8.
That's it.
Tiene corazón y ojalá, insisto, mantenga la humildad que lo va a llevar lejos sin duda.
La dosis de humildad para mí sería importante para que fuera grande y cae al piso.
Hay un golpe de efecto retardado a la zona blanda, a la zona hepática que tiene depositado en la lona a Munguía. Knockout, knockout, knockout.
They capitalize on it because Lopez smothers him on the inside. Oh, big left hand. I don't think he'll get up from that. That was a huge left hand. This fight's all over. Lopez has knocked him out in the 2nd round with a huge left hook. What dip and boom right there. Everything. He's out cold. Tries to kind of bring his head up off the canvas. Watch, 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 watch. And boom, he blindsided him. He had his entire side blocked.
Overhead left. Oh, met with a combination by Lopez. stutters Sanchez momentarily. Now an uppercut connected by Lopez.
Oh, he's getting putty in there. Oh, you can tell he's from the amateurs.
Connects with the left. Now he's got Sanchez on the ropes. Again, straight right. Shot with the left hook. Now a right. A left again. Sanchez.
Ref might step in.
Nowhere to go. Lopez again.
Or Kevin Ventura or one of your other guys. You sit your butt down.
Sit down. Be professional. Look at the combination. Look at the combinations that he's in there throwing. Showing off right there, touching his feet.
I got to bring this up to you.
Okay.
If you're an opposing fighter, granted, not the quality, at some point, listen, the showboating is good. And he can back it up at this point. As Lopez now.
Exactly. Teofimo Lopez, who comes from a long line of Teofimos. He's the 5th one. Oh, Ramirez goes down within the first minute.
Delayed reaction.
Ramirez is not going to get out busy. This fight is over. Teofimo Lopez with a backflip.
Wow.
Very sharp tonight.
Lead left hand getting the attention. Silva, there's that right hand that you said he would be targeting Timmy.
Oh, and he floors him with a lunging left hook.
This kid may be as good as he thinks he is.
Come to me. You good?
Lopez is owning him here in round number 5.
This fight's not going to go too much longer.
Silva is taking and taking and taking. Big shot, crumbles him to the ground.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Teofimo Lopez, according to his father, has been doing all of this damage, even with the right hand that he injured in the first round.
Again he goes down, and this fight is over.
Wow.
A little Fortnite celebration, and watch out for the backflip.
Wow. Meeting up in a rematch with both fighters in different places. There is that short left hook by Lopez that sends Commey back here at the start of round 2.
Oh, what a big shot by Lopez! And Commey is on spaghetti legs here in round 2. The champion is hurt badly.
Okay.
He has 2 minutes to work. Big right hands. He's got him hurt. Lopez, Brooklyn born, coming here to Manhattan, looking to make magic. Commey is hurt badly. Lopez moments away from having it happen. And there it is. He has done it. Teofimo Lopez delivering on everything he said he would.
When he landed 31 of 35 power shots.
This is it, end of the fight. You know his man is hurt. He got him against the ropes. He squared up, defenseless, punching hard, right hand, right hand, until the referee steps in and stops the action. Lopez, he smells blood here. He has his opponent hurt. And he's just finishing him. What a great performance by Lopez. Outstanding work.
Teofimo Lopez saying the jab is going to be key. I want to touch the body early and make sure I'm finding that right distance. As he tags the body with the left hand.
Lopez lands right there on the nose with the right hand, and I think the nose might be broke.
Oh,
yeah, down he goes!
Left hook.
Now the nose might be broke. Wow, thunderous punch by Lopez.
We should get back to his jab.
Left hook by
I think
Theo.
they need to stop the
Down
fight.
goes Magdaleno.
They need to.
Oh my, what a knockdown. That's it. Back-to-back lefts by Teofimo Lopez. A backflip.
Oh, what a body shot that scores the knockdown. Straight right hand floors Tally.
7, 8, 9.
Can he beat the count? Watch for the celebration. Here it comes. Mandated to fight for the WBC with Jose Ramirez, who was in position. He has some personal plans coming up. And there is the knockdown scored in the opening moments of round 7. Blocking Kampa's efforts. Left uppercut, right uppercut, short right drives down. A lot of blood coming from the nose of Kampa. Headshot after headshot. Short right hand. A beat down in round 7. The take back. He just took what he wanted there in that round. And here it comes. Let the celebration begin. Old school Teofimo backflip.
I mean, a highlight reel career already for Teofimo Lopez. And, you know, he's still 26 years old. He has accomplished a lot of things in this sport. But I think one of the biggest question marks is, you know, you want to, and you should assume that when you see him fight, you will be entertained. But lately, I feel like he's kind of fought up or down based on the level of his opposition. Do you agree?
I do agree with that. Depending on who you put in front of him is the Teofimo that we see. When he fought Josh Taylor, he was a beast. When he fought Lomachenko, he was a beast. When he fought Nakatani, he was a so-so. He fought George Kambosos, he was a so-so because just the level of position just bring the best out of him. And I understand it because sometimes as a boxer, you go in and you prepare for somebody and you look at them and it's like, okay, like it doesn't give me that drive. But this is a pro sport. Anybody can punch, anybody can knock you out. And I feel you got to be ready for anybody at this level of his career, championship level.
And especially because, you know, when you're a world champion and you hold a title and you hold the lineal title, that's something, that's an automatic target on your back. And with the new landscape at this weight class, and you know, other people hearing him talking about moving on and what's in the forward, like, you don't want to get caught in a trap fight, if you will.
Definitely. And for a lot of people, you know, especially for him and for people like us that are signed with a big promotional company, it's a big target from the beginning. So imagine now being a world champion, a lineal world champion. You win over Teofimo is a lottery ticket to be set for life.
Oh yes, it is a complete game changer for Steve Claggett and team if they walk away tonight victorious. That's coming up later on in our main event, but coming up next, the grandson of Muhammad Ali, Nico Ali Walsh, taking on Sona Akale in a rematch of the fight that happened back in August of 2023, which was the only loss in the pro career of Nico Ali Walsh, and it was a fight that he's been thinking about, you know, since the loss. But before we get to that, real quick, some of the upcoming fights on the Top Rank schedule in the weeks ahead. Next week, we head to the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey for Shakur Stevenson's WBC lightweight world title defense against Artem Harutyunyan. And then Saturday, July 13th, back in Las Vegas as Janibek Alimkhanuly looks to defend his WBO and IBF middleweight world titles. And let's just go 3 in a row, why don't we, right? Saturday, July 20th, my birthday, hello. We are in the studio, but calling a Junto Nakatani fight against Vincent Astrolabio. That's taking place in Tokyo, Japan for Junto's WBC Bantamweight World title. So 3 weeks straight, 3 world title fights coming. You busy summer for Top Rank.
Busy summer, and that was
And you
great.
kicked it off too, right?
Yes, but that was great saying those last names. I don't think I'll be able to do that.
I was practicing all day for that. But as I mentioned, up next tonight, Nico Ali Walsh and Sona Akale 2. And Nico, this is the second time he's actually had a rematch in his career, and a fight that he told us when we spoke with him yesterday that has been on his mind ever since that day. He said, you know, I don't wish that I could go back and do the fight over because, quite frankly, he believes that he still won that fight. But he's like, I wish I could have done the camp over. I had a different team. My mindset wasn't right going into that fight. And, of course, we hear about these things after, right?
Yes.
That's just what it is. But, honestly, he seems like he's so much happier and at peace with where he's at now with his whole team Salas.
He seems happy. He seems focused. He seems like he know what he needed to adjust during the fight. And he's looking forward to do it tonight. I feel like new team, new preparation. just new air. New air gives you that hungriness again, that happiness, and I'm looking forward to seeing it tonight from Nico Ali.
Well, this week he got here a little early and had a chance to check out a very special place, a place that his grandfather, I mean, Miami near and dear to his heart, where he's fought Sonny Liston. So let's take a look back at the video, the Nico Ali Walsh taking a trip down memory lane here in South Florida.
So here in Miami, there was a ton of historic places to visit that was related to my grandfather. I got to visit the Miami Beach Convention Center, which is where he beat Sonny Liston the first time. I got to visit a Washington Avenue exhibit, which had a ton of stuff about my grandfather. I got to go to 5th Street Gym, which is the infamous gym that my grandfather used to train at. The one that felt the most impactful was definitely the Convention Center. That was the I Shook Up the World fight. And just being in there, I felt his energy.
I shook up the world!
Also at the Convention Center, I got to see the actual scale that my grandfather and Liston got to weigh in on, and it was so antique. I mean, it's been literally 60 years. It's an artifact at this point. It should be held up somewhere in a museum, but I'm glad I got to view it.
And I know everyone talks about like, oh, riding on the coattails of his grandfather or whatnot. But if you know Nico personally, like you and I both do, you know that obviously his grandfather was a big part of his life, and the love that, you know, I have for my grandfather, you have like everybody has for their family. He just so happens to be Muhammad Ali, but he wants his own legacy, and he really does, you know, want it to put his own path.
For sure, and he keeps mentioning it. It's something that obviously, you know, he was born as Nico Ali's, Muhammad Ali's grandson, but he still wants to make his own path. He still wants to make his own history, and that's what, you know, fighters like him and fighters like us just want to do. We don't want to be like nobody else. We just want to be ourselves and be the best version of ourselves every single day.
Absolutely. And in order to do that, you got to keep fighting the fights, right? And these are his last 5 fights there. I mentioned the loss to Sona Akale back on August 26th of 2023, the loss that he's looking to avenge tonight. Also a no contest when Danny Rosenberger tested positive for a banned substance. He picked up a win against Charles Stanford on March 2nd. Also had a fight in Africa that wasn't on his box rec, but he's looking to have attitude, which would make him have 12 professional fights. And as we take a look back at highlights from the first fight against Sona Akale, you know, Nico felt like he had done enough to win that fight, but at the same time, you know, in watching it with Sona Akale, he said, you know, I am even better since that last fight too. So if you think that I'm going to come in here and not make adjustments and fight even better, you know, you're mistaken. And we had a good conversation with him as well.
Yes, we had a good conversation with Akale. He's somebody that he was very focused yesterday night, and he's looking forward to repeat what he did back in August of last year. Something that, again, nobody was expecting. Something that a lot of people, Ali didn't expect, and he's looking forward to repeat it one more time. He was very focused. He sounded very focused last night, and I'm looking forward to see if he can maintain that level of focus.
All right, well, let's take a look at the footage from the weigh-in. Just a little over 24 hours ago, there is Sona Slink Proper Akale and Nico Ali Walsh on the scale. No problem, both of these guys making weight. And you can see right there the significant height advantage that Nico does have over Sona Akale, which leads us now to the tail of the tape when, in fact, that is a 3-inch, an over 3-inch height advantage. But the significance here really is the age difference. Sona Akale has 10 professional fights, but he is 36 years old. He says, but I don't have a lot of wear and tear. I didn't have a big amateur career. Neither did Nico Ali Walsh. So, you know, the numbers, other than the age, pretty much even outside of the height. But that was kind of the problem in the first fight, Xander, is that Nico didn't really use that height to his advantage.
Yes, definitely. Nico didn't use his reach, and it's something that I'm looking forward to, of him doing and actually making that adjustment.
Some fun facts on Sona Akale, born and raised in Minnesota, although his father is from Cameroon. He goes by Slink Proper, which is his rap name as well. He does music full-time as well as box. And he's actually making his way to the ring right now to a song called No Peace, which is his own song.
That's incredible.
Probably hard to hold the mic with the gloves, so I understand them just playing the track, but maybe one day.
But that is incredible, though. That's incredible. You know, walking out to your own song is something that that not a lot of people get to do.
Really cool, really cool. And getting ready to make his way to the ring now, Nico Ali Walsh. Coming out to a little Coolio, Gangster's Paradise. Love it.
Why I know about that?
Nico's family in attendance. They make the trek wherever he fights to be here to support his mom, Rashida, his mom's twin, his cousins, his brother Biagio, his father, who of course is his manager. It's a family affair when it comes to the Ali Walsh family, and you're just such kind-hearted people. I've really had a great time getting to know his entire family since he turned pro with Top Rank, and I'm just class acts all the way around. And
the whole circle,
for sure, right? Just good vibes.
Started with Nico Ali Walsh. He's just such a great person. I mean, somebody that his passion is to fight. His passion is to fight. He wants to be a fighter. He wants to create his own legacy. And
ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the James L. Knight Center here in beautiful Miami, Florida. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter, Mr. Bob Arum. This bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the middleweight division. Our judges at ringside, Braden Jackson, Efren Lebron, and Steve Weisfeld. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell is Mr. Samuel Burgos. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, presented in association with Extreme Maximus Boxing Promotions. He weighed in at 156.3 pounds, wearing teal trunks with black trim. His record, 9 victories with only 1 defeat. 4 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From St. Paul, Minnesota, Sona Slink Proper Akale! Introducing out of the red corner, he weighed in at 156.9 pounds, wearing tan trunks with brown trim. His record, 10 victories with 1 defeat, 1 no contest. 5 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Las Vegas, Nevada, the legend lives on, Nico Ali Walsh!
Mother Rashida looking on.
All right, gentlemen, okay, the instructions on the back. Remember to protect yourself at all times. Right here is good, right here. Touch him if you like. Come out of the belt.
Well, that was quick. Samuel Burgos ripped through that instruction.
Yes.
So you guys know what the drill.
and he's also like that when he gives his instructions back in the locker room. He's already, hey, you know what to do, you know what I expect. He gives us, the instructions real quick, and he's like, you ready to fight? I see you up there.
All right, speaking of ready to fight, round 1, there's the bell. Christina Poncher, Xander Sayas here with you. This one scheduled for only 6 rounds. In the middleweight division, Nico Ali Walsh suffered his only career loss to Sona Akale. Different team, different mindset, he said. He's in a much better headspace now, and with each and every time he's in the ring, he grows and he gets better. For Sona Akale, he said his life changed after that. He's got a ton more publicity. People knew his name. Oh, you're the guy that beat, they said, they don't necessarily know my name, but they know you're the guy that beat Ali's grandson. And I said, hey, you get a win tonight, maybe they'll start knowing your name, not just by who you beat. He said it was also a blessing to have an entire camp to prepare for this fight, said Team Akale. They put in a lot of hard work, had some good sparring, Caleb Truax, Jamal James, to name a couple of the guys that he sparred with, and he's really looking forward to putting his skills on display tonight against Ali Walsh.
And you can see some of the changes already being made by Nico, using the jab, trying to stay at his distance, taking that half a step back, combinations in between the middle. Those are some good changes that he needed to do in the first fight. Obviously didn't do them, but now you can see that he's making the adjustment.
Nico telling us that, I just need to continue to gain experience. He's like, I have the discipline, I have the heart, I have the I have all those things. I just need to get the experience. I just need to get the rounds in. And Top Rank has kept him pretty busy, but you didn't have that problem. You turned pro very young, but you had a great amateur experience. He's not in that boat. So people that are very critical of a fighter with only 11 pro fights and really a very minimal amateur career, he's still learning on the job.
He's still learning, and even myself, I still learn on the job. You know, as a professional fighter, having 130-something amateur fights, turning pro so early, I still learn on the job to this day. You know, you always make adjustments. The pro game is completely different than the amateurs. So yeah, it's good for him to get that experience and get those rounds in.
Right now, working off the jab is Nico Ali Walsh, telling us that, you know, it's important that I use my advantages to my advantage, something that I didn't do as much in the first fight, as Think Proper lands a double jab and then a right hand comes
nice right hand over
from Ali Walsh.
Nice right hand over the top. I would like to see him change some of the levels, you know, punch down a little bit, get Akale to drop the hands a little bit just so he can come back up to where the, you know, power punches, left hook and right hands.
Under 30 seconds left here to go in round one.
He's got that right hand timed already. Every time Akale throws a jab, that right hand is coming over the top. I feel like he could put together something else. Nice right hand from Akale now.
As he lands a jab and a solid right hand and slips out of the way beautifully of return fire from Akale. Let's listen in now to the corner of Nico Ali Walsh.
Okay, good counter and good jab. Okay, we need more jabs. You just let your hands go. Okay, let those hands go just a little bit better. They don't got to be hard, but stay busy. Okay, work off the feints. Feint and work, or feint and move. Okay.
Feint, go with three. Don't go with big though. Go with short. Stay relaxed. Don't get into that bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? You're doing fine. Right round, beautiful round. So now let's add. Right, one forward, one feint, come with the two. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to keep his range. All right, so put some pressure on. Conlan, instead of just throwing a double, throw a 1-1-2. Throw a 1-1-4. Back his ass up into that
When you're throwing the 1-1, he's coming back with a 4. That's why I was saying roll 3. You bring your double, he brings his 4, you roll underneath.
Now, come on.
Good job.
Those were some great instructions from Nico Ali Walsh. Corner, use the feints, draw something out from Akale. That's something that a lot of people don't understand. You know, when you draw something out, it's easier to throw your combinations in between the middle because he's already out of position.
He got caught right there by a right hand from Akale after blocking a couple shots, but kind of still kept his head on the line, and that's when he got caught with the last one in that exchange.
Yes, definitely. You know, a lot of young fighters do that. I used to do that same mistake where I used to punch and go back to the middle of my opponent, and it's easy for them. It's an easy target. They know where I'm going to be, so they throw right down the middle. You got to come out of an angle or the head out to the side.
They also told Ali Walsh, you know, just get busier. I don't need you to throw everything hard, but just continue to apply the pressure and throw hard shots. And when we talked to Sona Akale, he told us that, you know, Nico had a hard time keeping the distance. He couldn't keep the distance that he wanted to fight at. I made him fight more of my fight. But he also said, in this fight, I do want to make him fight off the back foot and just stay in his chest. I could do that a little bit more because he doesn't like that.
He doesn't like that or necessarily is a big fan of it, but he's doing really good right now at keeping his distance. He's doing really good at, you know, throwing his jab, taking that half a step back, making Akale fall short. And Akale, I feel like he needs to cut that first jab. He needs to move out of the way. He's just standing right in the middle. Catching that first jab, he's disrupting his rhythm. He needs to get past that first jab and get in Nico Ali's chest.
Ali doing a good job changing levels with that jab. He took it down to the body of Akale, which is kind of challenging with the fighter that much shorter than you.
Yes.
Gotta be very defensively sound when you do that, and he gets caught at the end with the right hand there, and then there with the jab from Akale. And comes over the top with the right hand, but it right to the body from Akale. Akale working that left side of Ali Walsh's body.
I like how he's being defensively responsible. Nico Ali is. You know, he's rolling the punches. Yes, he's getting caught with some of them, but most of them are getting off of the shoulders and the glove. He's answering the phone. He's answering the phone like Bradley says most of the time. You know, his hand is up.
And that lead right hand scored there.
Yes. But again, it goes back to, you know, just getting out in a straight line, straight back. Akale knows where he's going to be, so he just throws the punches right down the middle, knowing that he's going to get him.
Using his footwork there to get out of harm's way. It's about 30 seconds left here in round 2.
And I feel like now is when the fight starts. You know, the first round, most of the time is just to check out your opponent, see what he's bringing. I mean, yeah, they spent some rounds in the past already, but it's different. It's a different fight, so they want to test the waters. So now the fight breaks out, and Akale is doing a great job now, cutting that distance.
10 seconds, gentlemen. We stop at the bell.
It's kind of a back and forth round there. I think Nico threw more punches, but
yes.
Akale, landed some solid shots.
Akale did landed some nice shots there. I feel like it was a great start for Nico Ali, and a good second half for Akale. He was able to adjust to passing that first jab and countering in between his Nico Ali's shots. And Nico Ali's going to have to make that adjustment now.
So let's just get going with it, all right? I don't care if his hands down. Picking off that jab, please, okay? Keep circling the ring like you're doing. Deep outsole, don't forget about the Andes, okay? In deep outsole.
1, 2, uppercuts, Andes, I got you.
Pop, pop, pop. Circle, circle, and don't wait. Your head's up straight. Bend those knees and break that waist for me, okay? Everything off the jab.
Great instructions there.
More punches.
Telling him again, don't stay in the middle. Don't stay in the middle. Every time you punch, you got to move the head. You can't be an easy target. Right now, Akale is able to land shots because every time Nico Ali Walsh finishes a shot or a combination, he's down the middle. So he's always going to throw. He's nowhere where Nico Ali Walsh is going to be, so he's going to land.
All right, round 3 of this scheduled 6-rounder. Ali Walsh has landed 38% of the power punches that he's thrown compared to just 17 for Akale. Akale has been pretty consistent with his body work, 7 body shots landed.
That's another body shot.
Yep.
That was a nice body shot. Great body shot, cutting the distance to the outside of Nico Ali Walsh position.
And right down to the body with those hooks as well, and then with the jab to the body from Akale.
And the adjustment that Nico Ali Walsh needs to make now, he's throwing that over right hand, and he was landing it in the first round, but now he's not there anymore. He got to make the adjustment to come from the bottom, throw that rear uppercut. That rear uppercut is there because Akale's head is over his feet. Akale's head is over his feet, so if he throws it and time it the right way, he can do some damage.
Indeed, a shot that his corner said to look for as well in between those last 2 rounds.
Yes.
Hasn't been able yet to execute here in the first minute of this round, but the right hand came back there.
Nice right hand. Akale now is looking for one shot. I don't know, he went away from the game plan, from what was working, putting that pressure, getting past that first jab. I feel like it was working for him that second half of the second round, but he went away from it. He got to get back to it.
Just touching him with the jab is Ali Walsh.
And that's very smart from Ali, to not waste energy, just touch him, get him busy, so Akale doesn't throw and then unload, combinations and power shots.
Akale is pretty crafty with these counters that he's been able to time, though. His corner liking his rhythm, missing with all those shots there as Ali continues to move around the outside.
Great footwork, great footwork. You could just see, when somebody's having fun, when somebody's happy in the ring, the footwork, the way that he's just relaxed. Nico Walsh is just great. You can see the adjustment, you can see the improvement. It's getting better. You see a little shuffle there. Just to remember his grandpa.
Akale, mouthpiece comes out there of Akale, and they duke it out here with only 30 seconds left in the round. And once they get a natural break, they'll get Akale's mouthpiece back in.
That's something that Nico Ali cannot fall into. He cannot fall into Akale's game plan and try to fight fire with fire. He has to keep the game plan going, fight at distance. And there's a knockdown. That was awesome. That was a great shot down the middle. Nice left hook to the head.
Kevin, hey, look at me. Want to fight? Come here. You're good. All right, let's go. Let's get it.
Just in time, right before the bell, Ali Walsh scores. There's a knockdown there at the end of round 3.
And there you see it, just short shots down the middle. He knew Akale was going to be down the middle with the head up. He's been doing that same mistake for the last 3 rounds, and he just got him with a nice left hand, nice left hook down the middle.
Beautifully timed shot right there for Ali Walsh. Good adjustment. And gets the knockdown right before the bell, round 3.
But again, I still believe that he needs to get back to his distance and not fight fire with fire. Keep being smart, keep outboxing this guy. And Akale just needs to bring the fight. He needs to cut the distance a bit more. That was an amazing hook. You know, Akale's chin was up in the air. Akale showed us.
Amazing?
Yes. That was just beautiful timing.
It was. And you know what? You just can't get careless now. This is where those rounds of experience come into play. I think maybe almost fortunately it was at the end of the round for both Akale and Ali Walsh.
Yes, definitely.
For different reasons.
Yes.
Akale, see if he's recovered, and for Ali Walsh, sometimes that excitement can take over and you can be a little lackadaisical in your defense.
It was maybe a flash knockdown. Akale, I don't think Akale was really hurt.
Yeah.
But again, it takes a lot out of you to get up from that and get your mind back into the game plan.
And for Akale, that actually is the first knockdown that he's suffered as a professional in his 10 fights. They definitely didn't have any in their last fight, and then just double checked in my notes, and sure enough, no knockdowns to this point.
And Nico Ali right now, he's doing great movement, but I feel like he's wasting a lot of energy with all that bouncing. He needs to calm his feet a little bit more, use a little bit of feint, you know, get Akale to stop coming forward sometimes. But just using a feint, just changing an angle without having to bounce so much, that takes a lot out of you. And when you have somebody that is coming forward all the time, you know, it gets you really, really tired.
Double jab, right hand, and I think something else that we should mention from Ali Walsh that I've seen improvement on is the defense. He's catching a lot of these fights. Things are starting to slow down for him a little bit more, and I see him in there not thinking so much. He's always been such a thinker. Like, it's almost mechanical sometimes when you would watch his fights on tape. You could see how hard he's trying to dissect everything. And right now, the defense is flowing more fluid than I recall in the past.
And that comes with experience. That comes with learning, with you know, being on the job. He knows that with the experience and other guys that he's been sparring out in Vegas, you know, Caleb Plant, just to mention one of them, he gets a lot of experience. He gets to see things differently in there. And it's great to see him maturing and getting better.
Akale has, however, found a home for that right hand as he got Ali Walsh caught with another one there, but
you can't hold and punch, understand? Don't hold and
punch.
And
that's the right game plan for Akale. He needs to be in there. He needs to fight in there. He needs to make it uncomfortable for Ali Walsh. And Ali just needs to get back to his rhythm, you know. Throw that jab, feint that jab, come out with the 1-2. You know, stop bouncing so much and just relax your feet. Nice uppercut. That was a nice uppercut. But yeah, he needs to relax his feet and control his rhythm.
All right, stop, don't throw, stay back, don't throw, stay back. I hear ya, I got it.
Listen into the Akale corner. Coming up in our main event, Teofimo Lopez defending his 140-pound belt and lineal championship against Steve Claggett as he starts to get his hands wrapped in the locker room here in South Florida, a place that he calls his second home, a place that he started his professional career. He said, this week has been kind of nostalgic for me. I said, I went by some of the same places where I used to run, places where I used to train. It feels really good being back here in this place, and you could tell that he's in a good mindset. And being in a main event for a world championship is a place that Steve Claggett has never been, but you wouldn't be able to tell if you talked to him this week. He's acted like he's been here before. Yes. He's been, you know, calm, cool, collected. ready for his moment tonight and is getting this fight, he feels, at the perfect time in his career with the momentum that he's built, these last 9 and this make, 10th fight.
Yes, I feel like he sounded very, very confident last night, and we're up for a great fight, great main event. I do remember Teofimo when we used to train together and run together through all those parks down here in South Florida. So yes, it's second home for him. A place that watch him grow up and win a lot of national titles and go to the Olympics.
Oh, some good work to start this round from Akale, as his corner must have told him, you better get after it. And I don't know if I agree with Nico trying to stand there and catch these shots instead of using an angle and moving off the ropes.
It's not the smartest thing to do. I think he needs to grab him like he did there and get out of that corner. Get out of that corner. Go back to the middle. Go back to your distance.
Okay, you ready?
That was a tactical move, I should say, maybe. Just to get Akale to move back a little bit, reset.
Sharp jab there has got some swelling under the right eye of Ali Walsh. He's got a little shiner there on his right cheekbone.
Blue, watch your head, all right?
Nice uppercut. Nice body work right there. Great sitting down in his shot. But again, he gets caught because he's being lazy with the jab and he's coming back straight down the middle. Gets caught again.
I mean, that right hand has been pretty much the only weapon for Akale, but it's worked. And he's throwing caution to the wind and just saying, hey, I'm just going to come forward and give you my best shots, which have been with the right hand. And even though he got dropped in the last round, which was a flash knockdown, in round 3, maybe he doesn't feel the shots as strong if he's just going to continue to come forward with reckless abandon in terms of his defense.
Yes, for sure. Like I said, I think it was a flash knockdown. He wasn't really hurt, and now he started to feel like Ali Walsh is slowing down a little bit. He doesn't feel the same pops in his punches, so he feels like he could come on. He could throw in combinations. He could throw, the power shots that he's throwing, and he feels comfortable right now. He's in his rhythm.
And as far as output is concerned, I mean, they're almost equal. I mean, looking at the numbers, maybe only 20 punch differential more for Ali Walsh. Oh, he is hurt there as he caught some shots flushing. Ali, no defense right now. He's in a world of trouble here as Akale comes forward. Not sure what Ali Walsh was thinking, as he looks like he stung Akale right back. But he took some serious shots right there, Xander.
Yes, he did too. He did took some real good shots there. But again, his hands are not up. He's not being responsible with his defense.
Time check.
Not really sure what he was thinking in those moments, but no defense.
At the bell, gentlemen.
And a cut over the right eyebrow of Akale in round 5.
Quicker, I need you. Big deep breath, brother, big deep breath.
I feel like that was a great round for Akale. He found his rhythm, he found his punches. Ali needs to make the adjustment, bring that left hand up. He needs to bring that left hand up. Every time he throws a jab, he comes down to his waist, and Akale knows that. He's throwing it, he's timing it perfectly. And you can see, pulling straight back, hands down. Akale knows where to throw the shot. He's gonna be there every single day of the week.
He like lunged, he like jumped into those shots.
It goes back to knowing where your opponent is gonna be when you pull straight back and your hands down. You've been doing it for 4 rounds. As an opponent, as a fighter, I know where you're gonna be. I make that adjustment now. I just throw straight down the middle because I know you will be there.
We got 1 round to go here in a fight that saw Nico drop Akale in round 3, but then just Akale in that round 5, despite getting cut, landed probably the best combination of the fight flush on Ali Walsh, who got caught clean with shots just like this, with his hands nearly at his waist. Let's see if the adjustments
pulling straight back
can be made here in round 6.
I feel like both of these fighters could have made their fight a lot easier if they would have followed the game plan. I feel like they both got away a little bit from the game plan. Akale at the beginning of the fight, Nico Ali the second half of the fight. You're just going back to the fundamentals. You know, tiredness start getting to you, and you start forgetting about what works, what was working, what was doing, what you were doing good, and that's something that you can't forget for you know, Ali at this point.
Well, in this fight going to the scorecards, potentially, we got 2 minutes away from that. I mean, those big, if you think about big moments in this fight, I feel like they belong to Akale with the big right hands.
Yes.
So you're at risk of going to scorecards in another fight where you lost on the cards last time, even though you thought you won.
I feel like there's something wrong with Ali's left shoulder. He keeps tapping it. He can't bring it up. I think he's injured. He's not throwing it. Look. Oh yes.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yes.
There does look like there's something wrong. He actually jumped down and almost like he was trying to pop it back in place. But looks like an injury to the left shoulder of Ali, and he's doing all the work right now with his right hand. But you almost can see.
He just switched southpaw just to get away from the puncher from Akale hitting him in that shoulder.
Yeah, and indeed, something is going on there with the left shoulder. Excellent observation, partner here. Unfortunately, I guess for Ali Walsh, a minute left in the fight. Could he do enough to work off one hand as he got caught again by the right hand by Akale to get out of this round and perhaps escape here with a decision victory?
But this is how champions are made. This is where champions are made. You know, you're going through an injury, you have to fight. You have the last round coming. You got to dig deep now. And I feel like he's doing it. He's doing a great job of moving and throwing shots when he needs to. Akale's just trying to cut the ring, just trying to be in his chest. And, you know, as a fighter, this is the hurt business. I feel like for Akale, something that he needed to do, knowing that Ali's shoulder was hurt, he needed to attack that shoulder a bit more. I haven't seen that so much in this round.
I mean, he's trying to do work solely with the right hand, and if you're Akale, I mean, as brutal as it might sound, maybe try to tag that shoulder.
Yes, definitely. That's something that I would have done if I was in that position.
Unfortunately for Ali Walsh, the fight is over, and that injury was suffered towards the end of the fight, but he actually jumped and tried to shake it out. But there is something going on there, that's for sure. And it almost sounds like he tried to, I know it sounds crazy, but like jump start it back, knock it back into place with that jump and the way he awkwardly moved his shoulder. But I didn't see a punch where.
I did not see a punch. I think it was hurt in the last round. Oh. Look, there's him hitting him, trying to pop it back in place. I think he was hurt in the last round, and that's why he wasn't able to pick his shots up.
And you can just look, I mean, look at the eye test.
Oh, yes, yes.
You can
see. Probably dislocated or something. It's out of place for sure. It's out of place. And I can tell you, as a fighter, that hurts a lot. I mean, I haven't been in that position, but when they hit you in the shoulder, the next day you wake up and you can even move out of bed. So I can just imagine what he's going through and the pain that he's suffering right now.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the judges have this scored. Let me remind you, a knockdown scored for Ali Walsh in round 3, and in a 6-rounder, a 10-8 round is huge. Some of those rounds through the latter half of the fight were close.
I still think that Nico Ali pulled it off from that knockdown. I think I gave him the first 3 or 4 rounds, and then Akale got the last half, you know, round 5 and 6 down. I feel like that's a fair scorecard.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds here inside the James L. Knight Center, Miami, Florida, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Efren LeBron scores it 58-55. Braden Jackson and Steve Weisfeld have it 57-56. For your winner by unanimous decision, the legend lives on, Nico Ali Walsh.
You were right, partner. He got the unanimous decision victory tonight. Actually, that knockdown making a difference on 2 of those scorecards.
Yes, yes. A knockdown does make a difference. Now you're 2 rounds up. And I think he made the right adjustment. He fought the right fight. You know, got away from it a little bit second half of the fight, but I feel like it was the right technical fight he needed to fight.
Here's Bernardo with Nico.
Ali Walsh, Nico, something that was evident. What happened with that left shoulder in this 6th and final round?
First off, I want to say alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah for my victory. Thank everyone for coming out. I don't know what happened. We got a lot of Sona fans in the crowd, I guess. But I don't know what happened. I've never been through anything like that, and it popped out, but I survived, and I definitely beat him. I don't know what he's getting upset about. He needs to chill.
All right, so how does it feel right now? How did it feel when it happened? How did it feel throughout that round?
It feels like if it would have happened to him, he would have cried like a baby and sat on the ground and quit the fight, but it happened to the right person. And, you know, I'm just thankful for the victory. It feels like I'm winning twice now, because the first time they awarded him the decision, but I felt I won.
The difference was the knockdown. Walk us through how you're able to put him on the canvas.
I believe it was the hook that put him on the canvas. I've been using my left hand a lot, which may be why, I don't know if this is a pulled shoulder or what. I can't move it right now. But I don't know, but I've been using the left hand a lot. I think that's what put him down.
All right, and when we look at you avenging your first loss, the crowd's not very happy with the decision. Another close fight. Is there a trilogy in the books, or are you done with Sona Akale?
I feel like I beat him twice now, but if this fight didn't prove it, I will fight absolutely anyone. You know, one thing that's for sure I got to clear, Teofimo Lopez said in an interview a few weeks ago before this fight, he said he disrespected my family, saying that I'm only in boxing because I'm desperate for money and fame. And I thought that was real wrong for someone that I used to look up to say. But, you know, it is what it is. I just want to let everyone know that I chose the path of boxing. I chose the path of legacy. If I wanted to, I could be a millionaire right now. Before this fight, I denied a multi-million-dollar contract from MVP Promotions to fight Jake Paul, and I'm fighting a real fighter tonight. So I'm not a part of that circus league of boxing. This is the real league of boxing. This is what I'm going to do.
All right, go get that shoulder fixed. Tess, guys, we send it back to you.
Well, interesting development there. I mean, him saying, look, I want to prove I'm a real fighter. I got an offer to fight Jake Paul from MVP for millions of dollars and decided to turn that down because I want to be a part of what he said is not the circus of boxing, but the real sport, and prove he's a real fighter. I mean, all he can do is, I don't understand all the boo birds really, but you know, all he can do is fight the fight.
I thought it was the right decision. Ali Walsh won clearly in my eyes. Yes, that he got back, or he got away from his game plan. He did, but I still feel like he won the fight.
Here's a look back at some of the highlights. Here's round 3, that left hand that he was talking about that he's been working on, that dropped Sona Akale right there.
That was straight down the middle. Akale's head was straight there, chin up in the air. He got caught. And Akale got him there with a nice right hand that we were talking about, because Ali Walsh was keeping that left hand down. Maybe the problem started even before we knew it.
I mean, he said he'd been practicing a lot with the left hand, but he's also said, you know, I've never been through anything like this before. I haven't had an injury. I haven't had to deal with that. So some adversity too, but it comes along with part of the territory, part of the job. I mean, very few fighters that we talk to are ever really 100%. Everything feels good. So
definitely.
Hopefully nothing too bad.
Hopefully nothing too bad that keep him out for too long. But it's definitely the shoulder, and it's something that you have to worry about, because as fighters, we use our shoulders a lot.
All right, well, that's win number 11 or 12, depending on if you count that fight in Africa, for Nico Ali Walsh, and the second loss in the career of Sona Akale. As we move forward on our broadcast now to our co-main event, Robeisy Ramirez taking on Brandon Benitez. That's coming up next. Then our main event, Teofimo Lopez taking on Steve Claggett for Teofimo Lopez 140-pound belt and the Lineal Ring Championship. So before we get to our co-main event, another look at the build-up to this fight. It's Camp Life.
Stopping my track work. I had to run in the ring.
I know Tio and the father since they started their career. They started on our shows on Boxeo Telemundo. I see him growing up through his career, and I think he's one of the best fighters right now. He's got a lot of charisma. You know, he's got a lot of following. He's got all the tools to become a bigger fighter.
Teofimo's doing amazing, man. He's growing into his man body, so he's growing a lot of muscle. He's putting it on really easy. Yeah, man, he's looking really good, and his conditioning is extraordinary. The best I've seen him since I've been training him for about 4 camps now.
You know, I don't want to say I'm in my prime yet. I think it's too soon. You know, I'm only 26. I think it's way too soon to talk like that. I think I'll hit my true prime at like 28. We got like another year or so to see that come through. But at least at this moment in time, I'm feeling a huge difference. I'm being more fluid. You know, I'm breaking down these fighters that I'm sparring with lately. You know, just with rhythm and timing. We're about to enjoy a traditional plate from Honduras. And it's called a baleada. I still have one grandma, right? And she's in Honduras. She makes the best baleadas, though. And they watch my fights all across Central America and mainly in Honduras, right? They have a curfew of stopping, they don't drink after 2 o'clock in the morning. Just like some places like in LA and stuff, there's a curfew, they cut the drinking and alcohol. The biggest difference is when Teofimo wins, and that's all the time, Xiomara Castro, the president, she actually gives everyone a 2-hour extension of alcohol. So we're talking about from 2 in the morning, now it's 4 in the morning, everyone drinks in celebration of Teofimo, their champion. And that's how big it is, man. Imagine that. So everybody gets excited when I fight, because they're gonna drink more.
Yo empezó a hacer boxeo aquí en la Florida desde los 6 años. So, yo conozco mucho aquí en Miami y también en la Florida, de Fort Lauderdale, cosas así. So, aquí es mi casa, Las Vegas, Nueva York. Todavía, tú sabes, estamos tratando de pelear también en LA, pero ya con tiempo. You know, I rested in between my fight with, you know, Jermaine Ortiz, and I think that did a good thing for me. You know, I think that overall I needed that. You know, I was training right after my fight with Josh Taylor, so you're looking at like 8 months of camp, really, and that does something to the body, you know. So I think by giving myself this time and rest, definitely showing in my training right now.
He always focused on his job he got to do with this fight, and he's very serious every single fight.
Mira, Teofimo Lopez, el takeover, y no se pierda mi pelea, vamos a tener un buen show, y no solo eso, yo hablo con Brad Jacobs y estamos haciendo un show antes del show, so no se pierda eso. Van a hacer la pelea en ESPN y el 29 de junio, es sábado.
Yeah, Miami has steep tradition in boxing, dating back obviously to Fifth Street Gym and Muhammad Ali, Angelo Dundee combination. I know on fight night, June 29th, the crowd will come out, support Teofimo, support boxing in general.
Even though Steve Claggett isn't a household name, a lot of people don't know him. He fought in bigger weights. He fought in the welterweight a couple times. He's a big dude, okay? And you have to always be careful with those guys that a lot of people don't know, but he can throw a lot of punches.
Man, it feels good to be here, surrounding with people from Honduras. You know, they just show us just nothing but love, and you know, this fight, we're doing it for them. You know, my son being the first world champion that Honduras has ever had, you know, it's a big honor to represent them. The amount of punishment that my son is gonna give this guy, you know, he's never seen nothing like it. We take all our fights serious, and you're gonna see the best Teofimo Lopez.
All right, that's coming up in our main event, but coming up next, Robeisy Ramirez taking on Brandon Leon Benitez. And for Robeisy Ramirez, coming off the second loss of his professional career in a hell of a fight back in December against Rafael Espinosa. And before we look forward to tonight's fight, let's take a look back at what was an absolute contender for Fight of the Year.
Here we go, world title fight. Featherweight championship on the line.
I like the approach of Espinosa, really showing no respect right now. Ramirez is going to have to fight harder than he's ever had to fight in his entire career.
So determined is this upset-seeking title challenger.
There it is! By Robeisy Ramirez, brutalizing Espinosa.
Robeisy had him hurt in round 5, but Espinosa has gathered himself and keeps putting forth a tremendous effort. On any given night, from any opponent, anything can happen. Espinosa just saying, I'm going for it. Espinosa scores the knockdown. This could be a massive upset.
And the new WBO featherweight champion of the world.
Fight of the year.
Incredible night for Espinosa, and you know, for Robeisy Ramirez, coming back to the same place that he suffered that loss and lost his championship. Tonight he comes back as a contender. Mark Kriegel sat down with the former champ as he eyes a rematch with Rafael Espinosa.
Muchas gracias.
Mejor noche y que Dios te bendiga.
Igualmente. Te quiero. Muchas gracias.
Salí de la depresión que tuvimos después de la derrota, pero estábamos listos para una revancha y directo a hacer una gran pelea y no sucedió.
Why would the rematch be different than the first fight?
La diferencia va a ser en mi estado físico y mental.
You really were going through some stuff with your father and his health last time. Did it affect you?
Uno cree que a veces es invencible. Uno cree que el deporte no tiene que ver con la parte familiar, pero sí llega un momento que choca porque no estás concentrado ni en uno ni en otro.
How's your father now and how are you?
No he recaído más en la enfermedad, lo mantengo bastante abastecido con todo lo que es dinero y la medicación que en Cuba no se puede encontrar, y pues ya llevo 6 años, voy para 6 años sin ver a mis padres, y a finales de julio lo volveré a ver.
I'm glad to hear that his father is in a much better place, is in much better health, and you know, more on that in a minute, just how important it is mentally to be in the right space coming into a fight. But since that loss, now number 4 in the WBO as far as their featherweight rankings are concerned. Carrington above him, Chirino, who just lost to Rafael Espinosa, sitting at number 2. I don't know how old these rankings are, but Brandon Benitez ranked there at number 6. So definitely a worthy opponent, especially at this time. But he would have liked to go right into the rematch with Espinosa. He told us that himself, but you know, if not, he's got to fight. Espinosa just fought. Let me get a fight, and then maybe we do the rematch next.
And I feel like it was the right move to get him going. You know, going straight back into a fight that was a hard fight. You know, 12 rounds of war. I feel it was the right step to get him moving again before that fight.
For sure, you got to be active. He's coming off the longest layoff of his career, too. That's a long time to sit on a loss. As we take a quick look at the tail of the tape, Robeisy Ramirez, 5 years older than Benitez, same reach, nearly the same height. Difference is the power punches thrown per round from Benitez, nearly twice the amount of punches per round that Robeisy Ramirez throws, and much above the featherweight average. Robeisy is not known for his activity, but he's known for his accuracy. He is a very accurate puncher, but he doesn't waste them, whereas Brandon Leon Benitez is a very active fighter, throws a lot of punches high above the limit for the division, the average.
And that's are some of my key to victories for Benitez. He needs to be active with his punches. He needs to drive Robeisy back, because Robeisy is really good coming forward and fighting off the angle. We saw with Espinosa, not so good going backwards. So if Benitez can keep him busy going backwards and throwing a lot of punches, we might see something different than what a lot of people expect for the outcome.
And a smile on the face of Brandon El Leon Benitez. 21-2, 9 KOs. He's ranked in the top 10 of the IBF and the WBO. He had the NABO featherweight championship. You saw that belt there at the weigh-ins, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention he actually did miss the weight yesterday. He came in at 127.4, lost the 0.4, so still a pound over the featherweight limit. Therefore, that regional belt, the NABO belt, was stripped and is now only on the line for Robeisy Ramirez.
Yes, and that's a great step for Robeisy Ramirez to get back on track. Get the feel of, being called a champion somehow, an ABO champion, before he gets that step again against Espinosa for the world title. It's something that just giving that confidence that he's ready to take on the world again.
As he makes his way to the ring here, a ton of people here to support him, as we saw even last time we were here for his fight against Espinosa in December. As a big Cuban culture here, but he is now a resident of Miami, Florida.
He said yesterday that at least the people he knows, 100 of them are here. So that's just a quick number of all the Cubans that are going to be here supporting him. Big Cuban community here down in Miami.
And as I look to my left, Odenes Ugas there cheering him on as well.
He's a great friend of Robeisy Ramirez and a great person. Odenes Ugas, I have the honor to be, sit down with him and talk, and he's just such a great person. Same thing with Robeisy Ramirez.
Here's Mark Chanel.
Gentlemen, welcome inside the James L. Knight Center here in beautiful Miami, Florida. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds for the NABO featherweight title. Our judges at ringside, Daniel Fitzgerald, Richard Green Sr., and Michael Tate. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell, Mr. Christopher Young. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, presented in association with Campo Novo Sports. He weighed in at 127.1 pounds, wearing black trunks with pink trim. His record, 21 victories with 2 defeats. 9 of those victories coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending NABO featherweight champion from Querétaro, Mexico, Brandon Elio Benitez. Introducing out of the red corner, he weighed in at 124.8 pounds, wearing silver trunks with blue trim. His record, 13 victories with 2 defeats. 8 of those victories coming by way of knockout. He is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He is the former WBO featherweight champion of the world from Cienfuegos, Cuba, and fighting out of Miami, Florida, Robeisy
It was loud in here. I took my headset off because I wanted to soak in the atmosphere. We're all still fight fans at heart, right?
Sure, yes, he was really loud in here. And again, it goes down to the big community of Cuban there is down here in South Florida.
Fight hard, fight clean, touch him up.
All right, here we go. Our co-main event, Christopher Young, the third man in the ring. Christina Poncher and Xander Sayas here with you. Thank you to everybody watching, our friends on Sky Sports in the UK and Ireland. A pleasure to have you with us here for our co-main event. Of course, still to come, Teofimo Lopez against Steve Claggett in the main event for the WBO 140-pound world title. And back in title contention is somewhere Robeisy Ramirez would love to be, but first he has to get through Brandon El Leon Benitez. 21-2, 9 KOs. Scott, a good resume, as I said, has a lot of experience as a professional. His only 2 losses have been by knockout, one of them at the hands of Saul Sanchez, but he says he's made a lot of adjustments, just feels that he's all around a better fighter since that loss. For Robeisy Ramirez, coming off his second loss of his career, that loss to Rafael Espinosa in what was a tremendous fight, one that he even feels like you know, maybe he still could have got the nod in that fight. But nonetheless, he said, I learned a lot. I've learned how to listen. I learned not to be stubborn. And I learned how much mental does affect the physical in the ring. When your mentality is not right and when there's distractions, you're not invincible. It will come out and show, and it did in that fight.
It will catch up to you. It will catch up to you because you have a lot of things going on, and you're already in the middle of the ring taking punches. So when your mentality is not there, you know, I always say that boxing is 90% mental, 10% physical. You could be physically ready. You could you know, do all the job in the gym, but if your mentality is not there, then there's a problem.
And he said, you know, there was a time where we contemplated pulling out of that fight. His father was very ill. He had to leave camp, you know, many times to help attend to his father. And, you know, his manager went to visit him and didn't like what he saw, but it was 4 weeks out. He said, I still think that I have enough and I could still do this. And I don't want to pull out of the fight. And of course, hindsight, right? 2020, you look back and say, maybe I should.
Maybe I should have, yes.
He lost his world title that night. Not to take anything away from Espinosa.
No, for sure.
A spectacular performance that he put on that night, throwing over 1,000 punches. You know, but Robeisy Ramirez knew in his heart that he's better than what he showed that night. And that get back starts tonight against Benitez, who briefly touched the canvas there, but due to a slip, as we're a minute under round one here.
And that's something that I want to see from Ramirez. He said yesterday that one of the things that he learned after that fight is to learn to listen to the corner, to follow the game plan. That he was stubborn, he was hard-headed last time out and didn't listen. So I want to see that, you know, he follows the game plan, he follows Salah's instructions, and obviously the things that he sees take advantage of.
Nice double jab, left hand to the body from the southpaw Ramirez. And for Benitez, perfect preparation for Ramirez. His last two opponents were also southpaws, so this is his third southpaw opponent in a row.
So he should be ready. He already should know the angles for a southpaw. I see him taking a lot of pictures, meaning
10 seconds.
feinting, but then staying right down the middle, and that's where Ramirez got to take advantage of.
Me gustó el primer asalto porque está.
Of course, they got to play this song with the transfer. Are you going to translate? Okay, go for it, Xander.
Yes, I'm trying.
Cuando él inicia el doble jab o empieza a abrir la izquierda para meter la izquierda. Trata de irlo cazando, suavecito, inteligente, ¿entendido?
I couldn't listen to the corner. I'm sorry. The music was too loud. The music was too loud. But I did hear Salas say that he liked the first round. That he was, you know, he was really good with that first round. They're saying right now, very, very smart. You got to throw 2-3 punches. When he doesn't expect them, you got to let them go.
So for the more high volume punching Benitez, when we showed you those punch stats earlier, it was Robeisy Ramirez who outthrew him in the first round, 34 punches to 19 in that round. And it was a lot of work off the double jab and then straight shots to the body. And there's where he kind of rolled that front ankle, that left ankle, and that side step there in round one. We'll have to see if that plays a part. And actually, that's something that Espinosa had to deal with in his last fight. He actually hurt his ankle in that fight.
And you see that a lot against, you know, southpaw and a righty. You know, just that fight for the outside angle. You're always going to see each other stepping on each other or trying to take that foot away just to get that angle for the right hand or the rear hand for Robeisy Ramirez.
That ideal position to have that front foot on the outside of your opponent is...
You could take advantage of a lot of things there.
You just fought a southpaw.
I just fought a southpaw, yes.
Dominant performance there.
And you could also see what just happened, a lot of head clashes because the head is so close, and when you take that angle, we lean forward, we clash heads most of the time. So we're going to see a lot of that, a lot of stepping on each other and a lot of head clashes.
Nice counter, left hand there from Robeisy Ramirez.
And Benitez needs to start getting active. He's throwing in ones, and that's the pace that Ramirez wants to fight. There you go, 2s and 3s. I feel is was going to get the job done for Benitez. And Ramirez got to execute in between those shots. He opens up. Benitez opens up a lot with those hooks. So he got to capitalize and throws in between, maybe underneath, work the body a little bit.
Yeah, and there he goes down to the body, kind of on the belt line there of Robeisy, who little game of cat and mouse here, trying to bait in Benitez, who lands a hard right hand right to the chest, and then down to the body with the left hand.
And I just heard Salas telling him, don't stay down in the middle, don't stay straight down in the middle. Use the angles.
Keep him up, keep him up.
But you can see the experience, you know, you can see all the amateur background for Robeisy Ramirez. He take that little step back when he doesn't see anything, you know, reset, make Benitez reset, and then go back and throw his combinations when he feels he's comfortable to throw. Benitez is just being an easy target right now, staying straight down the middle, working nice the body, but he knows, Ramirez knows with all the experience that he has, that Benitez is going to be there.
And that experience that Xander's referring to, not just in his 15 professional fights, but the hundreds of fights he had as an amateur, and of course a two-time Olympic gold medalist.
10 seconds, Jimmy, 10 seconds.
Nice body shot. As Teofimo Lopez gets stretched out there in the locker room, his fight coming up next against Steve Claggett, where he's going to defend his WBO junior welterweight world title. First title shot for Steve Claggett, first 12-round main event in his career. As he gets warmed up with Eye of the Tiger Promotions behind him, he said, I felt like a solo shark in the ocean before getting signed with a big promotional company. Of course, being from Canada, and Eye of the Tiger Promotions does a fantastic job. And you know, he fought an opponent twice, and he was like asking the opponent team, like, how did you beat me? Like, how did you do this? And then ends up taking on the new team of a previous opponent.
That's something that I've never heard before. I mean, I've seen it before, but never heard it in person, so he's amazing to hear those stories.
Yeah, and I mean, all they've done is win ever since they got together and get signed with a promotional company. He's getting active, he's getting dates. He just says, you know where you belong, and it changes your confidence and mentality as a fighter. As a shot in the toolbox there of a punch to the wrist, if you will, of Benitez. Oh, good combination. Beautiful work here in round 3 for Robeisy Ramirez. Sharp shots.
And just like I said, that was just working in between the shots of Benitez. Knowing that Benitez is going to come wide, he needs to work in between and down the middle. And he got him with a nice right hand.
Benitez looking to return fire back down to the body.
I would like to see some more frames from Robeisy just to pull something out of Benitez. And Benitez, I would like him to start off with the jab a little bit. He's coming up with the hooks, and Ramirez already expecting it, ducking down. Nice body work there by Benitez.
Oh, a nice right hand, that lead jab hand for Ramirez through the guard of Benitez. He goes right back again, Xander, to the body with the hooks.
Yes. Body work for Benitez is going to be key on this fight. He's going to slow everything down for him, and he's going to maybe stop Ramirez from taking those angles that he likes to take. And there you see Ramirez giving him something to keep him busy, to think that he's going to throw hard, and just giving him that left hand, that easy left hand, to then come back with that combination.
Yes. And that time starting it down low to the body, getting the opponent to bring his hands down, and then shooting it up top with the
Yes, and that's what you also call change the tempo of your punches. Change the tempo of your punches, making your opponent fall asleep, thinking that, oh, he's tired, or he's just not throwing hard, and then you come back with hard punches.
Something you actually admitted that you wanted to do better in your last fight, right?
Yes, something that I wanted to do in my last fight that I didn't do was that, just change the tempo of my punches. You see it here with Ramirez. You see just punching, just touching him, getting him busy to then unload the power shots. And that's what Benitez needs to do. He needs to slip 1 or 2 punches, then come back with his combination. If he stays down in the middle, it's going to be an easy night for Robeisy Ramirez. He knows where Benitez is going to be all the time. There he needs to work. There he needs to work with Ramirez. That's it. Nice body work. Nice body work. But he also needs to change the tempo of his shots because Ramirez knows that Benitez is throwing everything hard, so he's already expecting. He's just pulling those elbows in, taking those shots, and countering in between.
An abrasion on the bridge of the nose for Benitez as he's taken a lot of punches here in round 3. Robeisy giving Benitez some of his own medicine with the output. Let's listen in the corner.
La amenaza, hay que seguir con la maniobra. Si te está dando resultados, ¿por qué vamos a cambiar?
With the game plan. If it's giving you
Tú le estás
results,
metiendo
why
la
change
mano
it?
cuando hace la maniobra. Si te queda parado, él te va.
If he stands straight up, you got to hit him with that left hand or that right hand. Don't change the game plan. And there you see it. There you see it. Right down the middle. Just knowing that Benitez is gonna come wide with his shots. Got him right down the middle.
Te le va a pegar a que él no pueda sacar la mano izquierda. Pero sigue con la maniobra, Robeisy.
You gotta keep the game plan.
Esta pelea
Keep the
es más
game
habilidad que otra cosa.
plan. This fight is more dignity than anything else.
Para que le esté fallando y tú lo contraatacaste bien, ahí fue mejor de bajar las manos porque le anulaste el contraataque. Es lo que tienes que hacer, ¿ok?
If you counter him and he drops his hands, you gotta throw in between. Why you're stopping? There's no reason to stop. Great instruction from both corners, I think. That was just great instruction for Ramirez's side to not change the game plan. If it's working, don't try to fix it. I mean, if it's working, don't try to fix it. And for Benitez to get more busy in the inside when Ramirez is not throwing, he got to let the hands go. And there we see great combination right down the middle for Ramirez that put Benitez in trouble for a little bit in that last round. And great feints. That's something that's a key to victory for me for Robeisy Ramirez. He needed to use the feints just to draw something out of Benitez, and he did it there. Benitez just didn't bite on it.
I think what surprises me the most, although he got caught with the shot there, is Robeisy actually outthrowing Benitez at this point. I mean, he's thrown 155 punches to 100 of Benitez, and it was, you know, in the research and the tape and even the stats that we got ahead of time, it was how much Benitez throws over the featherweight limit and how he would outthrow Ramirez, and that hasn't been the case at least through the first 3 rounds.
That hasn't been the case. I also think that for a lot of these Mexican warriors, the fight start after that 4th, 5th round, they start letting the hands go, they start warming up. And now you see Benitez throwing a lot more shots, but Ramirez is responding right down the middle. You know, he's staying there, he's punching back. I don't know if it's the right game plan. I don't know if that's what they wanted to work on. But Benitez now is coming on. Ramirez is still sharp, throwing down the middle. That's it, you know, making him fall asleep again, once again. Just throwing punches to make Benitez think that he's not throwing hard and then come with the hard shots.
There's a body shot, nice
with
little
a nice angle. With a nice angle to the body.
And then return fire from Ramirez as he goes from offense to defense soundly, then right back again.
Great counter over the top. He tried it there. He tried it there. Couldn't time it the right way, but he tried it. Kind of like that Emiliano Vargas knockout, where he timed that jab from his opponent. And I feel like that's where Benitez needs to work. He's got to let his punches go. When he's in there, he needs to sit down in his punches and work that body. Nice left hand from Ramirez, and great response to the body from Benitez.
10 seconds.
Oh.
Nice combination down the middle. Nice combination down the middle. And I feel that body work from Benitez is paying dividends now. You know, we saw Ramirez slow down a little bit, you know, staying more in the middle, getting hit a bit more. But Ramirez has to go back to his game plan, follow the corner. They telling him, you're staying right in front of him. You hit him, you throw your combinations, you gotta take an angle. You cannot stay in front of him. This is a fight of ability. Every time you can knock him out, every time you stay with your ability, every time you stay with your pose, with the game plan. We gotta throw with more bad intention. We gotta throw with more bad intention.
As we get to round 5. What's been impressive is the amount of punches that Robeisy has thrown. He's and landed at 31%, but maybe even more so, taking a quick look at the CompuBox numbers, he's only allowed Benitez to land 11% of his shots. He has thrown 148 punches, has only landed 17. Robeisy has landed 12 just to the body alone. He's landed more jabs than Benitez total punches.
But now I feel like he also knows, Ramirez knows, that he could keep that fight after his last fight. He could keep that firefight where he could throw and not get tired. I feel like that last fight he wasn't so used to it. Now in his mind he knows, and it's impressive what we find out after doing something that we could do.
Watch you out of that. Watch you out of that.
I remember when I went 10 rounds for the first time in sparring, I was actually surprised I went 10 rounds. Never in my life I've been 10 rounds. And now I see 10 rounds as just 10 rounds. Just some rounds in the bag.
Staying active, letting his hands go is Robeisy Ramirez.
Nice right hook right there from Ramirez, coming off an angle.
I was gonna say, he just changed the trajectory of that shot, and the punch selection and variation that he has to choose from, right? He has a very big arsenal of weapons that he can use, and I think that's something that's maybe underappreciated or undervalued about his game, is just the variety of shots that he has that he can execute well.
Yes, definitely something that a lot of people don't see or pay attention to. He's really good at changing the angle of the punch while he's already out, while he's already on the way. He can change that trajectory, and it's impressive. Not a lot of fighters could do that. Nice body work by Benitez there. We can just see now, Ramirez is probably slowing down a bit more, not as active in his feet, but he goes back to that body work that Benitez is throwing. They told him in the corner to throw with bad intentions. Some of those shots might be at the bell, and that's why the referee is telling him to bring it up. But it's definitely stopping Ramirez a little bit to be an easier target. Nice right hand down the middle.
Dámela. Ponle la toalla en la espalda.
Put the towel in the back. I need you to be in the inside, but I need you to be throwing.
Tiene que tratar, porque tú sí puedes hacer la cosa difícil a la fácil.
You gotta try to stop making things difficult. You gotta make them easy.
La táctica de ellos es empezar a apretar ahora.
He's gonna start getting harder now. So you gotta. If you start taking your abilities to the next level and keep following the game plan, he's gonna stop. But if not, he's gonna keep coming.
And if we look back really quick at when Nico Ali Walsh kind of hit his shoulder there, we got an update. And in fact, doctors, backs, backstage, had to reset his shoulder. It was indeed dislocated, and he is headed to the emergency room for follow-up, just to probably do some x-rays and make sure that there's no further damage. But indeed a dislocated left shoulder for Nico Ali Walsh in our last fight, and hopefully not too much collateral damage from that, but he's gonna have to rest up for some time. And I know him personally, he does not like taking days off or resting. That's gonna be really hard for him.
And it doesn't sound fun at all. It doesn't sound fun having to take, you know, days off. And obviously, coming out of an injury is something that you have to do. And as a fighter, I know we don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like taking you know, a couple weeks off because of something that happened during a fight. So yeah, I just hope for a quick recovery.
Hope for the best. Absolutely, absolutely. So we get to the second half of this fight now, and you know, this is when Salas told Robeisy in the corner, okay, this is now really where the work's going to begin. And it's interesting to see how both of these fighters, they both fought on the same night, different cards, 203 days ago. That's kind of a long time to be out of the ring. And it is, in fact, the longest layoff for Robeisy in his professional career. Not that he's never in good shape or his conditioning is coming to question, but uncharted territory as far as this much time out of the ring and coming back. So
it's something new for him, and I was a bit wary coming into the fight, knowing that he has never taken so long of a layoff. But right now, he's looking sharp. He's looking good. I just think he's getting away from the game plan, away from what was working in the beginning of the rounds. And now Benitez is looking to up that pace. He's looking to up that pace. All those, you know, all the Mexican warriors do it. I remember when I was in sparring, getting ready for a fight against Roberto Valenzuela. I had a great veteran in his sparring partners, and they used to come on round 6, 7, 8, and he was like, man, round 1 through 4, you wasn't throwing. What is going on now?
How are you getting stronger? Yeah. And the knockouts that, you know, he's got in his career, he has only 9 knockouts in 21 fights, but his last few have been, you know, round 6, round 7, and then he got an early knockout in round 3.
Watch the push.
But just with his punch output, he continues to kind of outwork his opponents, but not today so much, as Robeisy Ramirez still throwing more punches in totality through the first 5, now almost 6 rounds in the bag. Popping the head back there of Benitez.
And Ramirez got to go back to throwing in combinations. When he was throwing in combinations, he was hurting Benitez. He was making Benitez think about going in or throwing body shots. Now he's throwing in once. He's trying to land that big shot. And it's a lot harder for a warrior like Benitez to go down with one when he can see it coming.
Good body work.
You got to fight now.
You talked about in the last round, Xander, wanting to see Robeisy Ramirez, you know, still continue the activity and the work rate. What about for Benitez? What do you like to see him do here to maybe turn more of these rounds his way?
I feel like Benitez right now is doing a great job working the body. Maybe, you know, bringing it back to the head. You know, he's spending a lot of time to the body, but not so much to the head. You know, you bring those hands down, you gotta capitalize on it and start bringing those shots up top.
That last round was a little more even in terms of output, and I'm not exactly sure what to attribute that to, but
the body work, the body work that Benitez has been putting in, he started to take some out of you, and now Ramirez in that last round started throwing just in ones instead of combination. Now this round he started throwing in combinations again, which makes a lot of the fight easier because you have Benitez thinking. But Benitez is coming on. Like I said, he's a Mexican warrior. The second half of the fight, he's going to throw punches. It's not going to give you an easy fight. He's not going to let you just beat him. For Benitez, he knows. He wins this fight, it's probably a world title next. Same thing for Ramirez.
Yeah, he would love that shot at Espinosa, wouldn't he?
Yes. But Ramirez needs to start working in angles. Ramirez needs to start working in angles and in combination. And Benitez needs to continue doing what he's doing. Keep working that body. Keep attacking those arms. They get tired after a couple rounds. You know, you have to hold those 8 ounces. Yeah, they sound like 8 ounces and they sound light, but you still got to hold them up. And when you're getting hit to the arms, it gets tiring.
and they still hurt. And you can see this head snap back of Benitez there with a few of those punches from Ramirez as he goes back to utilizing some of those feints and throwing a shot like that. Not following it up with much, but there,
nice feint and
that's
nice
what you
angle.
wanted.
Yes,
Yep.
nice feint and nice angle. And that's it. It goes back to having the ability to change that angle, to get away from what wasn't working. You know, at the beginning of the fight, you saw all the angles, you saw all the shots from different perspectives. And now, you know, as the fight went on, he stopped doing that. So he got to get back to that.
Oh, wow! What an uppercut from Robeisy Ramirez!
Straight down the middle. Straight down the middle.
8, 9, 10.
And the fight is over! Emphatic finish for Robeisy El Tren Ramirez, and Benitez is still down on the canvas.
That was an amazing setup down the middle. Nice rear uppercut. Benitez didn't see it coming.
I mean, like a Pez dispenser, just snapped his head back.
He probably grew a couple inches after that.
As he poses for the pick. And look, he was a heavy favorite coming into this fight. It was a fight, you know, he wanted to fight with Espinosa. He said, let's match you with another, you know, one of the other guys ranked in the division. But he was getting into a rhythm at the beginning of this round, working on those angles like you talked about, picking his shots.
That angle to the outside, coming up the middle, up the middle. He knew Benitez was going to be there. But again, he goes back to what was working. In the beginning of the fight, the angles were working. He got away from it in the middle of the rounds, got back to it, and got a spectacular knockout.
Just a nasty uppercut. And I mean, in all actuality, his back was to us, and I could tell by the way that Benitez, like, I did not actually see the uppercut from the angle that you and I are sitting, but you could tell by the way Benitez's head went back.
Yeah, the way he lifted up, we knew it was an uppercut. That was a great shot off the angle. Just getting away from all the punches coming from Benitez. That was a spectacular knockout. And a spectacular fight from Benitez too. Let's not take anything away from Benitez. Benitez was a great fighter. He put on a hell of a fight when he was doing his game plan. He was you know, following what the coaches were telling him, to work the body, to not wait for Ramirez to fight. It was great. It was a great fight.
Here's Mark Chinook.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside James L. Knight Center in Miami, this bout comes to a conclusion at 2 minutes, 46 seconds of round number 7 for your winner by knockout. And the new NABO featherweight champion, Robeisy
All right, so he's got the NABO belt, not the one that he really wants, but more importantly, back in the win column for Robeisy Ramirez, and he's standing by with Bernardo Osuna.
Celebrating like the choo-choo train, you ran him over, lo arrollaste al final. Ismael Salas said, tonight is about technique over power, but then that came. Ismael Salas me dijo, hoy es más técnica que poder, pero después llegó el final. Dinos cómo fue.
Mira, realmente Salas, para nada es un secreto con estratega, para mí el mejor del mundo. Y pues la tarea era esa, buscar el hueco, ir cortando hasta que terminando el round me dice, no busques más el golpe de fuerza, busca hacer tus movimientos, vuelve a tus raíces. Y eso fue lo que hice, tocar y el golpe salió.
He said, look, there's no better strategist, I've said it before, than Ismael Salas. And he did say, look, trust your technique. And that's exactly what I did. Over that last round, he told me, just touch him, just make him move. And when you get an opportunity, get him. And that's exactly what happened. When the punch opened up, I saw the opening and I took it. ¿Qué se siente conectar un golpe así? What does it feel like to connect such a pure punch?
No es mi primera vez. O sea, se siente bien porque cuando tú das el golpe que vea al oponente caer, es señal de que el trabajo está hecho, que hicimos buen trabajo y que salió al final arriba del ring.
Look, it's not the first time that I land a shot like that, but look, when you see your opponent fall in that fashion, that just means the job is complete and I did what I came here to do. ¿Qué sigue para ti? Porque te prometieron una revancha. What's next for you? Because you've been promised a rematch.
Por supuesto, recuperar lo que ya es mío. Recuperar ese campeonato, ir por la revancha por Ismael, por Rafael Espinosa, y si no es él, cualquiera de los campeones, aquí estoy.
He says, look, ultimately my goal is to unify the belts, but first I gotta get a belt. So if I get that rematch against Rafael Espinosa, that's job one, and then I have the opportunity to look forward to unifying. Shushu Carrington estuvo en la última pelea, como estuviste también la de Divino Espinosa. ¿Es un peleador que tienes en el radar? ¿Es Shushu on your radar yet?
Bueno, Chucho está aquí, creo, lo saludé ahorita. Es un gran exponente en la división, un gran peleador, un gran amigo, lo conozco en lo personal. Y pues, por supuesto, si en algún momento se da la pelea, pues ahí estaremos.
Look, Shushu's a great friend of mine. As a matter of fact, I said hi to him just moments ago. And look, if he is on the list of opponents for me, I'd gladly take that fight. Últimamente, el mensaje para la gente que te iban a apoyar, porque hoy sí les diste el regalo. Last time you couldn't give them the gift, all the fans who came out to see you in your hometown of Miami. What's your message?
Súper contento de todo mi gente de Cuba, lleno de banderas. Gracias siempre por el apoyo. Bien agradecido con ustedes. Y pues nada, que esta no va a ser la última, que los espero cada vez que yo pelee aquí. Muchísimas gracias, ¿verdad?
I'd like to thank all the Cuban fans who came out here, all those flags that were here to support me tonight. This won't be the last time that I put on a great show for you. Joe, we send it to you.
Well done, Bernardo, and well done, Robeisy Ramirez. What a shot. Probably on the docket, I'd say, for knockout of the year candidate.
Yes, it was a great setup, uppercut coming off an angle, and he could be a candidate for knockout of the year for sure.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing him back in the ring again. And before we move on to our main event, let's take a quick look at how he got this one done. It was Benitez all week long that we thought was going to be the high volume puncher, but Robeisy Ramirez came out with a different type of game plan today. He put his foot on the gas from jump. From the get-go,
and that's something that I also said, that I was a bit worried, you know, after the 6-month layoff, seeing what if he was going to take his time with his punches. From the get-go, he was throwing. He knew he needed to be active against Benitez, and in the middle rounds, Benitez decided to come on with the body shots, and we got back to just Ramirez fighting up the angle that was working at the beginning of the rounds and got the spectacular knockout.
And a smile again. Congratulations to Team Ramirez. Not only, I'm sure, is it a relief for him to get back into the win column, but to fight a fight where mentally he was clear and able to focus. Yeah. I mean, you could see that in the way he fought tonight.
For sure.
He's very loose.
He fought in a happy state of mind.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to see a fighter fighting that way, because he enjoys himself, and you can see the enjoyment. You can see that he goes back to his roots, go back to where he came from, and it was amazing to see Robeisy Ramirez fight tonight and see him happy once again.
All right, before we get to our main event, one more preview. Here's camp life leading up to Lopez Claggett.
Robeisy Ramirez, well, especially fighting in Miami, it's a big thing. Especially because his last fight against El Divino Espinosa, he lost. It was a major surprise. Everybody was rooting for Robeisy Ramirez, El Tren Ramirez, and all of a sudden he lost that fight. It was a huge, huge upset. And I think coming back, hopefully Rafael Espinosa will give him that rematch.
What's changed since your last fight, since the loss?
Me, my mind is, my heart is good. Everything in the ring is good. That's it. The boxing is the same, but I need it good here.
Like he said, you know, his performance is always going to be there, but it was definitely more of a mental thing for him. You know, And that's something that he now has completely changed. So his mental is good, strength conditioning is good, and also his skills always going to be there. So he's on a different level now. This is training he's never done before, and it's a different style. So his body's still adapting to it, and it's going to change. And you're going to see a great performance from him.
I think that the whole team learned from this past fight, and it was a tough loss for everybody. But it made us a better team. We had time to analyze everything that happened through the fight. Robeisy's feeling better. The main goal of this is to get back the belt and fighting the best fighters in the division.
Mira, yo no te puedo decir lo que estaba pensando porque yo no estaba ahí. Mi mente estaba en terminar la pelea, en que no había sido yo. Pero lo que sí nunca me esperé era la derrota. Estuve un tiempo un poco mal, realmente no puedo decir que no, pero creo que el descanso, el estar con la familia, pasar tiempo con las niñas, creo que me ayudó a entender de que el boxeo es un deporte que se gana y se pierde. Y que a pesar de mi madurez en el boxeo, o sea, mi trayectoria es bien larga, todavía soy joven y que eso pasa en el deporte, se gana y se pierde, y que hay que seguir, que todavía estamos en edad de continuar haciendo una historia y que... June 29, get your ticket now.
Well, now you can see how that preparation and that change in mentality made for the type of performance that he had tonight. Again, spectacular knockout victory for Robeisy Ramirez. Coming up next, the WBO and Ring Magazine 140-pound welterweight world title fight between the champion Teofimo Lopez and the challenger Steve Claggett. And Xander, before I get to you, let's listen in to Steve Claggett talking about the opportunity to fight for his very first world title.
I believe that I am the right dance partner to bring out the toughest fight of his life. I've always needed a great opponent to bring out the greatness inside of myself that I believe that I have. And if he believes that he needs a come-forward fighter to bring out his aggressive style and his fighting spirit, then he's got the right guy. Winning this fight would mean everything to me, and it will be the peak of my entire career, and I will be the first world champion from Calgary.
And here's a live look into the locker room right now. Steve Claggett getting warmed up, hitting the pads for the biggest opportunity of his professional career. And we look at the most punches landed in a 10-round fight. He's right up there at number 5 with some pretty legendary names, including Mike McCallum, in the amount of punches that he's landed in a fight. Of course, you got to throw a bunch to be able to land that many, but that's just his style. That's the way he is. He's a high-volume puncher. Yes. That is probably a main reason he is here tonight, coming off the performance that Teofimo Lopez just had against the opposite of that night in Jermaine Ortiz. And Claggett knows that, right? He's like, I'm sure I have an idea. I know why he chose me, but I'm going to show him tonight why he made that a mistake.
For sure. And again, we always talk about Teofimo having a bit of trouble with movers and not liking movers. And he picked Stephen Claggett because he comes forward. He could bring the best out of Teofimo's with his counterpunching. We see Teofimo great counterpunching with great ability to fight off the back foot. And so I feel like that's why Steve Claggett is here tonight.
All right, well, this is the second defense of Teofimo Lopez's junior welterweight title. And earlier he sat down with Mark Kriegel to talk about his plans now for the second half of 2024.
This is the 2-time lineal champion of the world, and he doesn't know how to cut off the ring.
There's a lot of things that you guys can't really see in those moments of the naked eye. There was a lot of shots that he threw inside, and I caught each one, and I was throwing little short shots.
I was catching him a lot of the times. That's why he was staying out more.
Shouldn't a fighter of your caliber be able to cut off the ring?
So you can't really cut off a ring with a fighter that every time you try to, they're jumping off the line.
Was the criticism warranted?
I don't really watch my phone for a while, just because I know that it's spearing up a lot of that criticism. I don't care if people get hard on me about it, you know. Are they champion? No.
You were offered Elvis Rodriguez, Kenny Sims, Raymond Murataya, and Claggett. Why Claggett?
I chose Claggett because he's a natural 147-pounder coming down to 140. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm talking about the likes of guys like Terrence Crawford eventually and stuff, and moving up to 147, I mean, I gotta know what it feels like to have a body like that.
After Ortiz, you want to fight a guy who's gonna bring it.
Exactly, I want a guy that's gonna bring it to the table. You know, it has nothing to lose and everything to gain. His inside game is pretty awesome. Throws a lot of uppercuts too, so it's very sneaky.
But you know, people want to see Teofimo in against a star.
Well,
this isn't that fight.
I get it, and it's great and all. However, I need to stay active. That's the most important part now.
You look your best against great fighters. Ordinary guys, not always. Is this a trap?
People may think that I'm overlooking these fighters. I don't overlook nobody. I have a lot to gain out of this fight as well.
Do you think you need a knockout here?
I believe that I just need to look great, untouchable.
So if the 8th, 9th, 10th round comes around, Claggett's still there, what are we to think?
He's gonna be bloodied up though. He's gonna be cut up. I'm gonna be busting that face and then ripping that body. So whatever kind of guy it's gonna be someone that's not gonna look the same when they get out.
What's your approach shot at welterweight?
I would really just like to fight the big guy already, and that'd be Terrence Crawford.
So knocking out Steve Claggett or being spectacular against Steve Claggett, you think that puts you closer to Terrence Crawford?
The only way to persuade a guy is by showing him.
I mean, fair questions there, right? From Mark Kriegel. I mean, he asked him the tough questions, and part of that's because of the rapport that they have amongst each other, that, you know, he can do that. But when you take a look at his last 5 fights, Kambosos was the loss, then looked great against Campa, not so much against Martin, and then looks great against Taylor, then not so much against Jermaine. So maybe it's like, this will be a great, because that's how it's kind of gone every other fight.
Yes. I do feel like also, you know, when he has a name in front of him that in his head doesn't represent a lot, he comes into this mentality where I have more ability than him, so I can beat him. Whereas a champion, you got to keep that same mentality. Any fighter is a dangerous fighter when I'm a champion, because they want to take what's mine. They want to take my titles from me. They want to become a world champion. They want to get those big paydays. So I feel like as long as he can stay focused and as long as he can maintain that same mindset that he had when he won the title and when he now won the title at 140, it's gonna be amazing for him. It's gonna be something special, and we're gonna see a special Teofimo tonight.
Well, I think that will be another level, right? Because when we saw that performance against Josh Taylor, I mean, I was like, everyone, that's throwback Teofimo. Yes. That was a beautiful performance when he needed it the most in a fight week that had so much turmoil and so many questions if he was even in the right headspace to enter the ring that night. And little did we know he was going to deliver, other than maybe the Lomachenko fight, his best performance of his career.
A spectacular show against Taylor. I was there live watching it, and again, it goes back to just having somebody in front of him that he feels is going to challenge him, that he feels is going to get the best out of him. He gets ready. His mentality is at another level when he's in that mindset, and I would like to see him maintaining that, because
consistently, right? Because Claggett might not be that guy.
Yes, because Teofimo is a great fighter. Teofimo is, I've seen him grow up. I've seen him through the amateur program. I used to train with him, and when he's in the right state of mind and the right mindset going into the ring, he's a dangerous fighter, somebody that is really, really hard to beat.
All right, let's take a look at the weigh-in footage from yesterday. There's Steve Claggett on the scale. No problem, he's been making 140 effect, has fought as high as 47 in his career. One of the reasons why Teofimo said that he picked him, because he felt like he was a bigger junior welterweight, although they look very much the same when it comes down to their size as we look at the tail of the tape. I mean, you look at the punches, landed. We talked about it a little while back. I mean, just a ton from Steve Claggett, which we actually just saw in our last opponent too, and this fight didn't turn out that way, but it's just the amount of punches in which Claggett is just known for a high motor, high volume kind of guy. And they said they call him the Dragon. One of the reasons is because he's from Chinese heritage, but also they said they think he has 3 lungs because the casting, the way that he can breathe and continue to keep up this work rate, right? It is pretty impressive, especially at this weight class. Sometimes you see it more in the lower weight classes, but at 140 pounds, that's very much impressive. And I will make a note before I just kind of let it go. Usually you see the Honduras flag for Teofimo Lopez. This fight week, he asked for the Spanish flag to honor his Spanish heritage. The Teofimo name comes from his Spanish side, on his father's side, and the long lineage of Teofimo. So this fight specifically, he wanted the Spanish flag, the flag of Spain, excuse me, representation. So I just wanted to make a quick mention of that. So we're getting ready for the ring walks for our main event momentarily.
From nowhere. It's over. Ali is the knockout winner.
As the video you just saw on the broadcast is being played here in the arena, as all the fans' eyes go to the big screen, these highlights, these moments never get old. And you know, when we sit here this week in Miami, I mean, it's just been a great vibe. All the fighters, you know, the weather has been great. It's such a great place, a great city. Teofimo Lopez has really been in a good mood this week. Steve Claggett just locked in. But, you know, you think about nights where you could make another highlight moment that could be on a highlight reel like we just saw. And I mean, Teofimo Lopez is one of those fighters that's capable of doing that.
Teofimo Lopez is one of those fighters in front of the city that watch him grow up. I feel like tonight's gonna be a special night for either fighter that takes advantage of their game plan.
Steve Claggett, of course, the challenger, going to be making his way to the ring first. Should he become victorious tonight and become the new champ, he'd be the very first from Calgary, Canada to accomplish that feat. And he's making the solo ring walk as his team's already in the corner. Again, his first opportunity at a world title for the 35-year-old. 47 pro fights to get to this point. He said it's been a long journey, a ton of ups and downs, but I feel like right now, this is the perfect time for the opportunity that's at hand. I have my team, the right promoter, a win streak, confidence, dedication. I'm gonna dictate the pace. I wanna take control. I put my whole heart and soul into this. This is my moment.
And yesterday night, he sounded so confident and everything he was saying. He was in a very happy state of mind. And I'm looking forward to what he could do tonight in the ring against Teofimo Lopez.
Making his way to the ring next will be the takeover, Teofimo Lopez, and he usually has something special planned for his ring walk. Let's see what it is this time, as he always says that he is a showman and that he's in the entertainment business. Brought the dance moves to Miami.
He definitely
Michael
did.
Jackson and the beat with the showgirls in tow. I recognize my girl Tiana. Got out of that knockout outfit real quick and to support Teofimo Lopez making his way to the ring. And
calling Teofimo Jackson.
No problem with it as long as you back it up in the ring. You know what I mean?
he did show some great dance moves out there, man. That was impressive.
Saw some of that at the open workouts this week as well.
Yes.
But when you do what you love and it's a passion for you, and you're loose and you're relaxed, like
it makes you happy.
Yeah, and you can tell. And he has been this week. It's been really nice to see.
Again, it is really nice and at the same time dangerous to see a relaxed Teofimo, a happy Teofimo, a motivated Teofimo. Is really happy, and it's exciting. It's exciting to see that during this week for him.
All right, Mark Chinook is in the ring to make the official introductions. We'll send it up to him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the James L. Knight Center here in beautiful Miami, Florida. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. We are brought to you this evening by AutoZone. Get in the zone. By DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now. By C4 Energy, energy that hits. And by Twisted Tea, Hard Iced Tea, keep it twisted. We are sanctioned by the Florida State Athletic Commission. Executive Director Timothy L. Shipman. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is scheduled for 12 rounds for the Ring Magazine and WBO Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. Our judges at ringside: Lisa Giampi, Efren Leblanc, Steve Weisfeld, and the man in charge at the sound of the bell is Mr. Luis Pabon. And now, to everyone here in attendance inside the James L. Knight Center, Miami, Florida, and to everyone watching on ESPN, this is boxing. This is Top Rank. And oh, baby, this is the main event. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, presented in association with Eye of the Tiger, with head trainer Michael Gadbois. He weighed in at 139.5 pounds, wearing black trunks with red tiger trim. His record: 38 victories, 7 defeats, 2 draws, 26 of those victories coming by way of knockout. He is making his first attempt at a world title from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Steve the Dragon Claggett! Introducing out of the red corner, presented in association with Takeover Promotions, with head trainer Teofimo Lopez Sr. He weighed in at 139.4 pounds, wearing platinum with gold and royal blue. His record, 20 victories with 1 defeat. 13 of those victories coming by way of knockout. He is a 2-weight lineal world champion. He is the former WBA, IBF, WBO, WBC franchise, and Ring Magazine lightweight champion of the world. He is the reigning, defending WBO and Ring Magazine junior welterweight champion of the world from Brooklyn, New York, the Takeover, Teofimo Lopez!
Come on, come on.
Okay, guys, I give you instruction in the dressing room. They have a clean match, okay? Good luck. God bless you.
Luis Pabon, the third man in the ring tonight. Christina Poncher and Xander Sayas on the call for our main event, the WBO Junior Welterweight World Title on the line, the Lineal Ring Magazine World Title on the line, the champion Teofimo Lopez. His second world title defense, Steve Claggett, the first ever opportunity in his professional career at a world title, his first scheduled 12-rounder.
Here we go. We see Claggett already applying that pressure.
Claggett, very much a volume puncher. When you were looking at tape of Claggett, we've seen a ton of Lopez. What are kind of the keys to victory, if you will, for Steve Claggett, Xander?
Some of the key to victories for Steve Claggett, obviously his volume punches. He needs to get busy in there, start touching Teofimo anywhere he can, arms, body, head. You know, he needs to keep Teofimo busy where Teofimo doesn't see the openings and can take advantage of them. Another thing is move the head. He needs to move the head when he throws in combinations, because if you leave the head in the middle, Teofimo will take advantage of that and throw in the middle like he did there. And he needs to start cutting the ring. Teofimo is getting away and he's just following a little bit. He needs to start cutting the ring, start setting traps, and start letting his hands go.
Good stuff there, partner. And you know what? For Teofimo Lopez, growing up, you know, a lot of his boxing career and his young age here in South Florida, a lot of the crowd behind him, you know, they asked Claggett, do you feel like you got to get to work early? You got to throw a lot of punches and assert your dominance, make him fight my fight. And he's like, that's the only way. That's the only way I can do it.
Definitely. And I feel like that's the only way that he can get it done, just keep Teofimo busy where he doesn't feel comfortable throwing combinations or letting his punches, his strongest punches go. I feel like he needs to continue working the way he's working, keep moving the head, start cutting the ring and make it tough. Make it tough in there. When he gets in there, you know, bump him, hit him in the elbow, hit him in the arms, hit him anywhere you could just hit him, just to get Teofimo to slow down.
Teofimo more so looking to pick his shots at this point.
And you could just tell it's the first round. Teofimo's not throwing anything strong. He's just touching, seeing the opening, you know, collecting data. He's collecting info right now. He's downloading the info for the later rounds if it gets to that. Right now, he's just trying to pick his shots the right way, letting Claggett waste all the energy coming forward and putting all that pressure. Throwing all those shots, he's just trying to stay relaxed in there, in the ropes, you know, and see the openings. Nice jab there by Claggett.
Doing some work to the body for Teofimo Lopez, who's kind of worked his way around the outside of the ring here in this first round. Claggett, of course, above 50 punches already here in round one. Off to a quick start here.
I feel like that was a great round for Claggett to, you know, keep Teofimo busy and thinking, and also a great round for Teofimo to download some information, to see what Claggett is doing wrong, to see where Claggett is vulnerable. I feel like it was a great round for both fighters.
And Michael Gavois in the corner of Claggett, and that's actually not his head trainer. Mike Mofa is his head trainer. Was not able to make it here into the U.S. for the fight tonight. So Gavois, who's also been a part of the team, is taking lead here in the corner, which is kind of unfortunate. Your first world title fight and your main trainer is not there. And they kind of brushed it under the rug. Not much. They didn't talk about it very much. Say all the hard work is done in camp, but you know more than anything, if Javier wasn't there for your first world title,
he plays a big factor. He plays a big factor. I mean, I've been without Javier. He's been in the fight, but he hasn't been in the ring because he was in a wheelchair. He was in an injury. And it's hard. It's hard to, you know, get that focus because you listen to this people for 8 to 10 weeks, the same person giving you the same game plan, to just not have him there. And for an important fight like this one, it's got to be hard.
Of course, for Teofimo Lopez, his father in his corner, down to the body, he goes there with the left hand. You know, and his father did come under some scrutiny in a few fights, particularly the Kambosos fight, etc. Maybe he should make a change. Maybe their relationship is not good enough. You know, maybe he should just focus more being his father and not so much his trainer. But kind of after the Taylor fight, those talks went away, didn't they?
Yes, yes.
He would never leave his father. If anything, he would add somebody to the team like he has done in the past.
But that relationship with his father is something special for him, and I don't think he will live in, at least not in the near future.
A minute into round 2.
And that's it. That's all Claggett needs to do. Just rough him up in there. Just rough him up. Keep touching him. Keep touching him anywhere he can. Teofimo is still downloading data. I don't like the way that he's just pulling back every time he tries to shoulder roll, but he pulls back and he's getting hit with the right hand. There we see a nice counter from Teofimo, but again, pulls back, gets hit with the right hand. And that's where Claggett is going to get his best work done, you know, in the inside, roughing Teofimo up, backing him up, getting him to the rope where Teofimo doesn't have anything else other than let his hands go or get out the way.
They're just peppering with the jab, and Claggett just continuing to stay busy, you know, almost kind of using his offense as his defense, right? If he keeps throwing punches and Lopez not countering as much, which is surprising because he's actually a natural counter puncher.
A great counter puncher, a great counter puncher. But, you know, it's hard when you have somebody throwing 5, 6, 7 shots at a time, you know, and you try to catch them all. By the time you try to counter, that was a nice right hand.
Beautiful.
That was a beautiful right hand. Great timing. That was one of my kicks to victories for Teofimo. He got to time Claggett's rhythm, and I feel like he just did that on that nice right hand, got him in trouble a little bit, but here we go with Claggett again. You know, being rough in there. He knows it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Nice right hand again.
I feel like Teofimo has kind of figured out what he wants to see and is now continuing to assert himself a bit more. Cover up in the shell in his defense, but now a little bit more shots like that, even though that one slightly missed. Claggett did a great job getting his head off the line there.
And picking his shots the right way, knowing when to throw, knowing when to put the power shots. There you see him touching the body a little bit, not too much power, not too much power. He's selecting his power shots when he wants to. You see speed there, you see speed there, and whenever he wants, he just let that power go right there. That was a great round for both fighters once again. I feel like they both made the adjustment that they needed to make. Teofimo just getting the timing of Claggett. You know, it's hard when you have somebody, again, that is throwing so many punches at the same time to get that timing down. But Teofimo, with all the experience that he has, he's little by little getting it down.
And when he's in the ropes, when he's in the ropes, roll punches and bunches. Forget the single shots. Okay? We gotta work it.
When he's on the ropes, throw your punches and bunches. Forget about the single shot. Just continue to throw at him when he's on the ropes.
Come to you, jab, jab, ram. All right. Doing good. Just gotta keep up.
Doubling up on the jab, looking for the right hand.
So just make it happen, okay?
But I feel like Teofimo needs to make that adjustment and get the fight to the middle of the ring a little bit.
Let's go.
You know, in the ropes, it's not gonna be an easy target, but it's gonna be easier for Claggett to let the hands go because he knows he can trap him in the ropes. He needs to get to the middle of the ring and start working from there.
Round 3 of the scheduled 12-round world title fight. Lopez's junior welterweight WBO and Ring Magazine titles on the line. Double jab, right hand, just as his father instructed him in the corner combination that they want him to look for. Working his way around the guard.
And you could just see him just trying to pick his shot, trying to see where the opening is. And there's a right hand right there. He's getting the timing down. I still think that in the middle of the ring, the fight or the outcome will be better right now. It will be better for Teofimo. Right now, he's just taking punches and trying to connect one.
But some punches are landing on these combinations for Claggett, that's for sure. As his corner told him, when you have him against the ropes, just forget about single shots, just volume. Left hand twice down to the body, then back up top with the right hand. Has a good shot from the right hand with Lopez. Snaps the head back of Claggett. Countering him now, changing the angles with that lead hand as he fought briefly out of the southpaw stance, now back to orthodox.
And Claggett staying tight with his defense. You see his elbows down, not trying to get caught with nothing around the guard or nothing inside the guard. Staying really, really disciplined with those hands up.
Lopez looking to hook with that left hand. Even threw a short little elbow, almost looked like on that shot, Xander.
Yes, he tried to put that forearm out just to create some distance. Most of the referees will call you out on it. They're not calling him out, so he's going to continue to do it.
Back and forth they go as action heats up here in round 3. Claggett 3 left hands there, then down to the body and the head with Lopez. Nice counter shot with the right hand. Then takes one from Claggett.
But again, just pulling back with his shots. Every time he throws, he goes straight down the middle, and that's where Claggett is taking advantage of it. Head up.
Nice uppercut. In unison. Back and forth, a ton of punches being thrown here in round 3. This is more the pace that Claggett wanted to fight and said, I need to make him fight my pace. Well, he's done that. Yes. I just don't know if it's going to win him the round.
Yes, definitely Teofimo has landed the harder shots, but Claggett just hasn't stopped the whole round. The whole round he's been busy, and that's one of the main keys that he needs to follow. He needs to stay busy. He needs to stay focused and relaxing there with his defense.
Nice combination in the round for Lopez.
As we see Claggett going back to the corner, maybe breathing a bit harder than usual for 3 rounds. Teofimo looks very relaxed right now. He looks very relaxed.
Okay. He's hurt. You see
Claggett hasn't sat down yet in the corner. He's been standing for the last 3 rounds. That's special. That's special.
You're doing amazing.
Hey, good. That was beautiful.
You're either in real good shape or you're trying to play mind games with your opponent.
I've seen, quite a few fighters that adopt that strategy, and I never really understood why. Why not sit down and take the rest while you have it? But
so I remember back in the amateurs in Puerto Rico, my coach back there didn't allow me to sit down in the corner, and I never understood it either. So when I got to my trainer now, Javier Centeno, and he allowed me, I always thanked him for it because I needed that rest sometimes.
Yeah, right? You're like, this is what I was missing the whole time. Round 4 starts off with a double jab from Lopez. And in the 2 box, the highlight from the other round, there was several, but that's that work that he did beautifully with the right hand, that uppercut. He just turned it on an angle there.
The way he set it up was perfectly. Came around the side of the hand from Claggett. Claggett thought he was going to double it up. Came down the middle.
And maybe these shots aren't hurting Lopez, but these are still scoring shots from Claggett. He is landing some punches in these combinations. And, 38 wins, 26 of those are by knockout. That's a pretty good ratio there.
That is a pretty good ratio of knockouts right there. But again, right now, I feel like Teofimo is feeling comfortable with the pace that the fight is going on. And now he looks like he's picking his shots a lot more. He looks more relaxed in there. And Claggett is just continuing his work, what he needs to do. He just continue to punch, continue to stay busy. You know, when you stay busy, you make the other fighter think, when can I throw? When can I land my big shot? And it's harder. It's harder for the other fighter, you know, taking all those punches to set something up.
That's good work, though, right there from Claggett.
That is great work.
I mean, that shot landed right there to the body clean. And then I understand Teofimo is kind of staying there at his own will and answering back with a shot or two, but Claggett's steady putting in work and landing more shots right now. When he throws 7 shots and lands 3, it's better than Lopez's one as a counter. But that's a beautiful shot.
That's a beautiful shot. That's a beautiful power shot. That was a nice setup too.
Down to the body, both sides there.
Last time he went up to the side, down the middle. This time he went to the side both times. You know, changing the tempo, changing the trajectory every single time. That's something that only special fighters, elite fighters could do.
But he ate a couple jabs right there in return.
And a right hand, to the body. Again, I just feel like Teofimo needs to get back or needs to get to the middle of the ring and starts fighting from the middle of the ring. He looks good when he does that. He's trying to fight the same fight he did with Campas. But, you know, styles make fight. Campas didn't throw as many shots as Claggett does.
Right. Well, you can't take those type of shots from a 47 or a 54-pounder.
Yeah.
Unless they're not shots you could just let land flush on your face. Oh, like that shot right there still snapped his head back, although he returns fire down to the body. Let's listen in.
He's not throwing no more. Hey, he's slowing down. He's slowing down, so give me hard punches.
Punch! It was a right uppercut. Okay? You gotta be cautious. Hey, that was good. Okay? Be smart.
No, tell Aladdin. Don't give him punches.
I think some swelling over the right eye of Teofimo Lopez.
A little bit, yeah, by that right eyebrow. Round 5, Christina Poncher and Xander Asaya is here with you.
You see, I just don't like the way he took that angle and got himself back to the ropes. He did it himself. He was in the middle of the ring and backed up all the way to the ropes.
In that last round, Teofimo Lopez landed 29 punches. The most that he's landed in any fight in any round of this fight, and might be up there, or the most that he's landed in a fight, period. That's a lot of punches to land. He threw 100, mind you. The junior welterweight average for punches thrown is right around 56 punches. Both fighters way above that tonight so far. Teofimo Lopez averages about 43 punches per round.
Nice counter right hand from Teofimo Lopez. Nice roll.
Down to the body for Lopez, back up top with a stiff jab for Claggett. Then down to the body.
And I can understand where Teofimo Lopez is coming from, where Claggett is maybe not hurting him with most of his shots, but it's still, like you said, scoring shots. He's still scoring shots for Claggett.
I mean, effective aggression is one of the biggest scoring criteria there is, and he is scoring with these shots, and he is being the aggressor. The difference is Teofimo Lopez has landed the cleaner shots, if you will, but it's hard to say who's dictating the pace because the amount of punches Teofimo throws is Claggett style. But at the same time, he's picking and choosing what he wants and then moving out when he wants. So it's this interesting juxtaposition of these two styles right now.
Yes, I feel like it depends on what the judges are looking for at this point. You're either looking for clean punches or for volume.
Nice shot with the right hand there for Lopez. And right back, Claggett answers with a stiff jab.
But after that right hand, he has to double it up with something else. He has to bring something else around the other side, or maybe the same side. But Claggett already know he's only throwing in ones when he loads up with his punches. When he throws power, he's only one shot. Like right there. There you go, in combination. Combination, you open the body up, you open the punches up so you can land your big shots.
He's just a little bit slower to get his hands back into a good defensive position, I feel like, as Lopez sometimes when he throws. Like, you know, you talk about like admiring your work or taking a picture for a minute. Sometimes I feel like he's just, that transition to back to defense has been a little slower.
I feel like it's also because Claggett just doesn't stop fighting. He just doesn't stop punching. So by the time that he brings his hands back, Claggett is already throwing 2-3 punches. So it's hard sometimes to bring those hands back fast enough after I throw my combination. But overall, I feel like he's working the right way. I would just like to see more combinations out of Teofimo Lopez.
Shit out of this guy. You gotta give me a little bit more war, more power, right?
Angles. Angles.
Pick it up now. Pick it up.
Looking at the CompuBox numbers through the first 5 rounds, Teofimo Lopez has landed 40% of his power punches that he's thrown compared to just 16% for Steve Claggett. Lopez has thrown 413 punches, 370 punches thrown for Claggett. Landing 40% of your power shots is significant.
It is. But then when you have a guy that still comes forward after you land all those shots, it's also a bit tiring thinking about it.
He did get the inswell on Teofimo Lopez's eye, which does have some significant swelling. As he lands a nice right hand over the guard of Claggett and then right back to the corner off the ropes. Down to the body, then back up top with that lead left hand.
There you go, put it, when he puts it together, it's a lot easier for him.
And clean too.
Yes.
Claggett looking to hook with the left hand, then comes back. Nice tricky right shot twice there with the right hand from Claggett. Right back comes Lopez.
Goes back to admiring his work, to staying down in the middle after he's finished his combination and keeping that left hand down. Yes, I know you want to work the Philly shell, but you're not rolling with those shots. You're taking a flush, and it takes a toll on you when you have to go 12 rounds. Teofimo is not liking the body work. Teofimo is not liking the body work. Every time he gets touched to the body, he brings that elbow out or down, depending on where he gets hit.
Who likes getting hit in the body, though?
Yes.
Right?
That's a great question.
Who does like it?
It'll definitely make you reset.
Yeah, for sure. And shot down to the body with the right hand there by Lopez as he looks also to work that left uppercut. Steps on an angle, right hand.
Great right hand, but he's leaving it at that right hand only. And when you have a fighter like Claggett that he's been around in the game for a long time, he knows when he just throw once, I could catch it. I could see it coming. He has to put it together now.
Right back to the same corner where they've done a lot of work this round. Lopez being the counterpuncher that he is, obviously he's comfortable fighting with his back against the rope, fighting around the outside, but as you said, a little bit more efficient offensively when he's closer to the center of the ring. And they haven't spent much time there.
He hasn't spent much time there. And also really efficient when he throws in combinations. That's it. He got to throw in between with him. Great work by Claggett there.
Let's listen into the Lopez corner.
Hey, just push him, okay? Get up. This is when you're a man. Okay, this guy's a buck. All right, keep on boxing. You're winning every round. You gotta keep on doing it. Hey, do the right hand. That's what it's working. Pégale duro, Walsh.
Drop that right hook, okay? We're gonna try that jab and that right one on top. We're gonna try it, but at the end of the round, okay? With that jab to the body. Jab to the body, he's gonna drop his head, put that right hook. When he's moving, you know, you can jab your way in, and that jab is not right up to the body. When he's moving, yeah, he's moving 30 seconds after the beginning of the round. Okay, as annoying as possible.
This guy's a bum, bro.
All right. Halfway through the fight now, a scheduled 12-rounder. Claggett continues to come forward.
And that's all he has to do. Rough him up. Rough him up.
I mean,
continue making Teofimo think. Every time he needs to throw a shot, you want him to think. Because if you let him do that, it's going to be an easy night for Teofimo Lopez. You got to make him think every time, and Claggett has done that for the last 6 rounds.
for me, round 1 has looked like round 6 for Claggett, but I don't know if that's going to be enough, or if there's another level or adjustment that could be made, and maybe sway these rounds a little more clearly in his direction. What do you think, Xander?
I feel like it's been an upscale where you just see the guy not stopping. I don't know if there's another game plan for him, if he's gonna step it up or if he's gonna make some adjustment. But I feel like he's been working for him, or his team feels like he's been working for him, and so he's gonna continue doing it till Teofimo makes the adjustment. I do feel like Teofimo is landing the right shots, the powerful shots, the cleaner shots like he did there. But he needs to find the middle of the ring.
I also, what I was thinking earlier as well is that Teofimo hasn't really put his all into these shots. That's the first time that he's probably sat down a little bit and thrown that combination right as I said that. He's kind of been straight up and down, or, you know, picking the shots, but not with a lot of veracity behind them.
And where was that, Christina? In the middle of the ring. In the middle of the ring, you could create some leverage in the middle. When you're in the ropes, you sit back on those ropes, you don't create the same power as when you sit in the middle of the ring.
Such a good point, partner.
You know, when you're in the ropes, you have the comfort of something behind your legs, so you don't have to sit down as much as when you're in the middle of the ring. When you're in the middle of the ring, you really have to turn those punches, and that's what we saw in that combination.
As he walks him back to the center of the ring now, does Lopez, and using his body to bring the action back there. And Claggett lands a right hand down to the left. And
misunderstanding, I guess, from the referee and Teofimo Lopez. I don't know if the referee called break and he stopped the action.
That could have been very dangerous, as Teofimo had his back turned towards Claggett there, and then goes downstairs there with the right hand to the body.
You see, I see this round Claggett has slowed down, hasn't thrown as much punches. But again, it's because Teofimo has pushed him back, has fought some of the fight in the middle of the ring. Every time he sits in the corner, he's an easier target because he knows his back. Claggett knows his Teofimo's back is against the ropes, so he can throw those punches.
That one might have hurt Claggett just a little bit. Unfortunately for Claggett, there's the bell. But just as you talked about, Xander, when that work was done in the middle of the ring,
you see the outcome. You see the power shots. You know, Claggett is good because again he knows that Teofimo is a target. It's an easy target. He has nowhere to go when he's in the rope. When he's in the middle of the ring, it's hard to catch Teofimo Lopez. He has such great movement. It's hard to catch Teofimo Lopez. Great uppercut.
And Claggett looked to body him a little bit right there to get some space, but that's just the space that Lopez needed to land that right hand.
Yes. But again, the best work this round was when Teofimo Lopez was in the middle of the ring.
Whatever you throw, when you're in the rope, it touch, okay? Look to the body, okay?
And you're right about the output from Claggett declining. In fact, round 7, the least amount of punches thrown in a round for Claggett, 58. In this fight so far, that was the slowest round for him. Still only landing at a 19% clip too in terms of efficiency. Teofimo Lopez, 32%. Down to the body with the right hand, right back comes Claggett with the double jab. Back to that same neutral corner.
And he like he said, you know, before, he wants to start fighting some 154s, some 147s. It's a lot harder taking those punches coming from 147 or a 154 pounder. Nice right hand as he turned in an angle. Good head movement.
And the devastating knockouts that Teofimo had early in his career at 135 with that size gloves are completely different than once you go up to 47 and 54.
Definitely, completely different.
Which is probably one of the reasons why you haven't seen, since the Campa fight, a knockout for Teofimo Lopez at 140 pounds. Last 3 fights have all gone the distance.
Guys could take a punch a bit different. Guys could take a punch a bit different in higher weight classes. You know, we're used to fighting higher weight classes. You know, as a 54, I'm used to sparring 60s, 68s.
Yes.
And as a 40, you know, they're used to spar 47s, 54s.
That was a good right hand in that exchange. Again, 2 of them there for Lopez.
And Claggett might be in trouble.
Nice uppercut
Claggett might be in trouble here.
Clammed up just a bit and not answering any of these shots right now is Claggett. He doesn't even look to hold. He's gonna have to fire back with the shot there. At least he shoots a jab. Lopez baiting him in a bit here up against the ropes, tags him down to the body. Claggett in some trouble here in round 8.
And once again, just slowing down the tempo of Claggett. Tempo has slowed down completely from the last 2 rounds. And he's paying dividends now, all the power shots that Teofimo has been able to land. That last round was a great round for Teofimo Lopez. He got his rhythm back, and we can see it now.
Oh, and you want to talk about body shots. How about 52 of them from Teofimo Lopez compared to 8 from Claggett? That body work has
definitely
been a huge difference in the slowing down of that work rate. Claggett weathered that storm there.
Hook. Great hook at the end of that round. Claggett might be in trouble. Claggett might be in trouble as they put the stool for the first time.
And look what came out in the corner, the stool for the first time.
And now I think it's Teofimo that one that doesn't want to sit. Oh, I have to take the sit now.
Come back with that jab, okay? We need that jab. We need that jab back, okay? With that jab. Bend those knees, put that head movement. Whatever you throw when he's in the rope, you touch, whatever you throw.
Nice setup with that uppercut coming from the outside of the hand from Claggett. He set it up the right way Teofimo did there. And Claggett came back with a nice uppercut of his own after making Teofimo believe he was just going to leave the punch at the left hook.
Hey, let's go. Don't let him breathe, man. You need to bring back the punches together.
He had him in some trouble there at the end of round 8. Can he continue to pick up where he left off? Or was Claggett able to recover as he took his first seat in between rounds and weather that storm?
Nice short right hand from Claggett. Nice body work there by Teofimo Lopez. Nice right hands to the head.
Right back to it now is Lopez. Right back down to the body with the right hand.
That's a beautiful change of tempo.
Again with the right hand.
Beautiful change of tempo and levels there by Teofimo, and showing off some of his defensive skills.
Down to the body, both sides there.
Nice
right back
body.
to what a combination there for Lopez. Claggett is tough. He's absolutely game, but he's taking some punishment in this last round or two, not wearing these shots like he was earlier in the fight, and maybe Lopez sitting down a bit more too.
Definitely Lopez sitting down more in those shots, swinging for the fences for some of those.
But you should, right? If you want to call out the top dog at another weight class and say you want this, like, then you got to get a guy like Steve Claggett, no disrespect, but you got to make a statement to get what you want. And that's because of what you've said, not the expectations that have been put on you by us.
Yes. That's something that he wishes for, and he has to prove it. He has to prove that he's ready for that type of opposition.
Sends a beautiful work with the right hand there. He throws it again like an uppercut. Takes the right hand from Claggett, but really just picking his shots right now, landing at will.
If he double up that rear uppercut, it could be some trouble. But Claggett not giving up.
No,
Claggett
I mean,
not giving no room, no space, trying to stay tough, trying to stay busy. But at this point, you know, the work is not making the same effect on Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo looks strong right now.
And although Claggett has 7 losses, Xander, only one of those losses was by knockout, and that was way back 13 years ago in 2011. So when he says he has a chin and he's been, you know, a veteran of 47 fights and he goes the distance and keeps the work rate up, I mean, you can tell why.
For sure. Definitely a tough fighter. Great body work by Teofimo Lopez there, both sides. Then doubling up the left hand, down and up. It was beautiful. Showing off the defense. Great eyes there. Great body work. And here we see angle. That was a beautiful work with the left hand by Teofimo Lopez there.
Round 10, the farthest that Steve Claggett's ever been as a professional is round 10. He's never been in a 12-round fight before. The last time he went 10 rounds was in November. He won a unanimous decision against Miguel Madueno, and that was a great performance by him, by the way. Looking back, watching tape, that was a really good fight, and against a 30-1 fighter in Madueno, and he's gonna have to dig deep right now to get back some of these rounds because he's probably down pretty significantly on the scorecards at this point.
Nice right hand by Teofimo Lopez. Sitting down on that shot. Nice roll, nice defense, nice counter. And not taking anything away from Claggett. Claggett is tough, but at this point of the fight, you know, skills are paying the bills. Skills are paying the bills.
And on the other hand, if I could be a little critical of Teofimo for a minute, you got some dogs with some killer instinct up there at 47 and 54. Like, don't play with your food, right?
Do not play with your food.
You gotta, he's only landing 18% of his punches, 17% of his power punches.
Yes.
You're landing nearly 50% of your shots. Claggett hasn't been down. You know what I mean?
You got to start getting the guys out of there when the time is right.
And I understand.
And when you land again 45% of your power shots, you know you're doing a lot of damage.
I know not every fight's going to end in a knockout, and I get that. Look, everyone wanted you to stop Teixeira, and you boxed your butt off for you know every round and beat him every round that way. But
I also think it was a completely different fight because you have Claggett here standing in front of you. You're hitting him with everything, and he's just not going out. Where in my fight, where Patrick was running, at no point during the fight he wanted to stand and trade punches with me. But when you have somebody in front of you and you're landing 45% of your power shots, you need to start getting guys out of here if you're planning to go up to 147 or 54.
Especially to your point, when they're standing right there in front of you the entire fight, you're not having to hunt him down. It's not like, oh, that was a good right hand right there, but like he didn't want to engage, he didn't want to throw. Well, he's right there throwing with you.
Yeah, it's a different story when you have somebody that doesn't want to engage. Well, we can understand, okay, he was in survival mode. When you have somebody in front of you that is walking forward every single time, and at this point of the fight, not throwing as many punches as he was throwing in the first half, then you got to start letting your hands go. Great combination there.
But it's at the end of the round once again. Deep breath from Claggett as he walked back to the corner.
Yes. Now we're going into the championship rounds. Teofimo has been there before. I feel like if he can step it up a bit more, fight from the middle of the ring.
Let's see what they're telling him. Hold on one second.
Okay, there's 2 rounds left. Championship round. We're gonna be focused, okay? And man, we have to win. But we have to be smart. Okay, move that head, then throw combinations to the body, one on top.
Venga para acá, turn to left hook.
Okay.
Remember, this way, and then turn to left hook. Let it go. When you hurt him, just finish him. Let him go away. You gotta finish him. You got this guy.
Great instructions there by Junior, telling him, don't hit him just with 1, hit him with 2, hit him with 3. When you hurt him, finish him.
Yep, what we were saying, right? Like, I know I was being critical, but his father just literally told him the same thing. And what you said too, okay, hit him with the uppercut, come with another one right behind it. Claggett, you know, trying to inspire the fight. This is the championship rounds right here, rounds 11, rounds 12. You gotta go for it, go to the body. They want him to dig to the body of Teofimo Lopez. Uncharted territory for the challenger here in round 11. Sparred 12 multiple times, as he told us in preparation.
And a lot of people have sparred 12. It's a completely different thing when you have to do it during the fight. When you have millions of people watching you around the world, it's completely different experience and fighting there overall. That's it. Put it together. Every time he puts it together, he hurts him. I mean, you guys have to understand when a guy can see one shot coming, one hard shot coming, he can prepare for it. He can bring the hands up. He can brace his body to take that shot and not get knocked out. Now, when you put it together and you throw 2s and 3s, the one that he doesn't see coming, he doesn't even have to be strong. At this point of the fight, Claggett is tired. At this point of the fight, if you time him right and you throw in combinations, you could get him out of there.
And that's what he seems to be doing right now. He just shot the uppercut, didn't come with another shot, but at least throughout this round, he has thrown his punches in combination, and that's exactly what his father was looking for him to do. It's just that Claggett is just rock solid in that sense. He's
but again, durable. He only got knocked out once. That was 13 years ago.
Correct. But seeing Teofimo Lopez throw over 800 punches through round 11, out volume punching, the volume puncher is impressive.
It is impressive, and he shows you that he was ready. He was ready to take on Claggett and show the world that he's ready to also be a volume puncher himself. Nice right hand there. But again, just leaving it at that right hand. Nice right hand there. Nice combination there by Teofimo Lopez. You got to continue to put it together.
Put your hands up. Ready, people, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Ready, people, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Ready, people, put your hands up.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is
all right for this, man. Okay, man, let's make it happen. Okay, let's make it happen.
Don't let him. Last round, okay? Don't let him put his hands together. Okay? Don't let him put his hands together. He's gonna come up switch round, okay? Last round. That's it. Close round. Oh, shit. Yeah. All right, get him out of there. Win this round big, all right?
Get out power. Wow. You generate him? I know you can. You got to be smart. And movement. I know.
He does have a lot of swelling over his left eye, and you said on those pre-fight videos that we showed that if you wasn't going to knock him out, that he would be beaten and bloodied and cut and battered. But it's Teofimo's face has got some,
some bruises
somewhere as well. As Claggett has been a tough cookie and still landing shots like that right hand right there.
And it's been a great fight. I feel like Teofimo has adjusted the right way. I just don't recommend him moving to 154. 154 with some big guys, and he's gonna be some trouble for him there. I think he can still collect some belts at 140, stay there. There's some big fights for him, and enjoy his time at 140.
And he's still young. Look, he's 26 years old. He's got time to spend out of weight class. It's not like it's the division that he's been out his whole career and it's getting harder to make. That's not the case. He made weight easily this time. It's a handful of fights here at 140. And I'd like to see him against any of those other champions in the division. I think they would be really good fights.
Yes, great fight for him. And great business, great fights for his legacy, which is, again, something that he taled about, something that he wants to continue building. Nice uppercut right there.
Yes, with the right hand and then down.
And nice body work.
A minute 40 left here to work in round 12. His father telling him, finish him, get him out of there.
But I think at this point, Teofimo is comfortable going to 12 rounds. He's having fun now in there. You see him bouncing. You see him taking the shots he wants when he wants to.
Smiling, having fun in there. Landing at will. Neither fighter down, neither fighter really significantly hurt, although a big round 8 and 9 for Lopez thought maybe was going to be the beginning of the end, but here we are with a minute left in the fight, both still on their feet.
And great heart from Claggett. Never stop coming forward, never stop throwing, never stop trying. Like that's a warrior mentality, and I think he could get another opportunity at a title shot.
Definitely one of those guys cut from a different cloth.
Yes. Give a lot of 140 guys a lot of trouble in the weight class.
Under 30 seconds left here for Teofimo Lopez. Claggett's corner on their feet, just encouraging their fighter to come forward, to keep pressing. But that right hand has been a serious weapon all night long for Teofimo Lopez. And a combination there to punctuate a fight in which he pulled away pretty handily the second half of the fight.
Yes.
again, time and time again, the way that he was able to execute with the right hand, Xander.
Yes, he was executing with the right hand the perfect way. He was hitting him at will, but he was just leaving it at that. At no point during the fight, he doubled it up with the left hand, or he came back with that same right hand. It was great work, but it was just at once. It was just one punch at a time, most of the time.
And he still threw nearly 950 punches, did Teofimo Lopez, out throwing and outlanding him. 17% clip he held Claggett to, which shows the kind of defense that Teofimo Lopez has as well, despite getting caught with some shots. I mean, that's got to be frustrating, fighting a guy that you just have a hard time hitting.
Definitely. You know, as we see some swelling around the eyes of Teofimo Lopez. But that's something that we also have seen before. You know, most of his fight, he ends up that, you know, with that.
And that's what I was talking about there, the 17% that he was able to hold Claggett to of his 820 punches that he threw. The significant difference, and we talked about it, was in the body work. Teofimo Lopez landing 67 shots to the body compared to just 11 from Claggett. And the body is somewhere that Claggett's team wanted him to go. He just had a very, very hard time doing that consistently. Yep.
Yes, he had a very hard time finding it. But again, it goes down to Teofimo's defense. Teofimo's defense able to adjust, able to see the punch and try to roll with them. It's very hard to find those openings for the body shot to Teofimo Lopez.
The judges will tally up the score, and then we'll hear from Teofimo Lopez, see what he says that he wants to do next. You know, I think in what was a very solid performance from Teofimo Lopez, I don't know if it was a statement that he really, you know, talked about wanting to make. But Mark Chinook's in the ring. Let's get the decision.
After 12 rounds here inside the James L. Knight Center in Miami, Florida, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Lisa Giampa and Efre Lebrun have it 120-108. Steve Weisfeld has it 119-109. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still, WBO Ring Magazine Junior Welterweight Champion of the World, the Takeover, Teofimo Lopez!
Your winner tonight by unanimous decision, wide on the scorecards. Goes home with all that hardware that he brought here with him. And my hat's off to Steve Claggett as well. Obviously not enough to get the job done tonight, backflip and all from Teofimo, but still a solid showing from the fighter from Calgary, Canada tonight.
Yes, definitely, a lot of heart, a lot of will, and show that he's a warrior, show he can hang in there with the best, and maybe he could get another opportunity at a title shot.
And with those dance moves in the backflip, maybe Teofimo Lopez could have fought, you know, 15 rounders like the throwback fighters.
Maybe he did have some more energy to get him out of there. He just didn't want to waste it.
I don't know. Here is Teofimo standing by with Bernardo.
In Miami, Florida, as Teofimo Lopez puts that Ring Magazine belt and all the other belts that he's earned over the years. And Teofimo, as you get some water, your thoughts on tonight's performance, Teo?
Oh man, first and foremost, this glory goes to God. Jesus, I thank you so very much. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for being with me in battle tonight. First and foremost, that's what I do. I get everything, every win. I send it back to the love that matters the most, and that's God. So, but what can I say? I knew exactly what kind of fighter this guy was. Maybe you guys don't know, but I sure as hell knew. He's gonna come forward and test my conditioning. And that's what we had today. We went 12 rounds.
Did you like that pace? I mean, you set records for your most punches thrown, most punches landed. Yes, you landed 315 of 946. You landed 175 more punches than he did threw 126 more punches. What was that pace like?
So am I like in the 500 club like Claggett?
No, he's 315. You're a little bit off 185.
Hey, 315. Nah, I love it. 3 crosses. But to go to it, man, I'm just very grateful, really. You know, he's a tough fighter. I don't think anyone should overlook him. I knew that coming into this. See, everybody is talking about these other fighters that I just feel like I'm not interested in. I want to fight. Look at this. Look what we gave the fans out here, you know? Let's go, guys. Hey. Shout out to Broward County. Shout out to Dade County. Shout out to all the Floridians that came out here to support Teofimo to take over. Yeah.
So you didn't have to find him. You knew exactly where he was. That allowed you to show off your counter-punching skills. How do you think he did with your power?
I think he did good, you know. He handled himself. I think this was just a battle of who wants him more, you know, and that's why I like underdogs like him. It reminds me of the time when I was facing these champions, and that's what we need. We need that push. We need that push, and that's what great champions do. They stay there. They don't quit. They don't say no mas. They say let's go.
Well, you said let's go at 135. You said let's go at 140. What is next for you? What do you want? Who do you want?
To be real, like, I'm gonna be frank with you guys. I feel like this weight cut and everything, my body's growing. And although it doesn't look like I can handle my own at 147, I believe I can. I truly believe I can. And I want these great champions. Hey, whoever it is, whatever it is, the takeover, we don't dodge nobody. I just want the best, and I want to fight the best so I can collect more legacy, more legacy. That's what it's all about. The glory. The glory, that's what champions are about. I don't want to hear fighters saying that the belts don't matter no more. Teofimo's still here. It matters a lot more.
All right, thank you very much, Teofimo. I know that they have something for you here. The city of Miami has something special for you.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, I just want to say I love you guys. Thank you very much. To everyone that's dealing with any emotional problems, listen to me. I was there. I'm 26. I'm still learning through this process. But I just want you to know something, guys. God is in us. He's in us. Find it within yourself. Love yourself. Hug the person that's next to you right now. Tomorrow's never promised.
Rick Sierra presenting you the keys to the city.
Everybody in attendance, please welcome Rick
Tess, we send it back to you.
Representing Mayor Francis Suarez' office here in the beautiful city of Miami, Florida. Rick is with us on behalf of the mayor to present Teofimo Lopez the key to the city.
All right, so the key to the city, another piece of gold to go along with those shiny belts. Those Ring Magazine belts are very nice, as we're gonna take a recap of how he got the job done. And it started a little bit slow, as you mentioned, kind of just feeling himself out, feeling out Claggett, who actually threw more of his punches and was more efficient in those earlier rounds, and then he was able to turn it up and turn it on.
Yes, definitely. Download info in the beginning of the rounds, trying to set the tempo, trying to see Claggett's rhythm, trying to time Claggett's rhythm, and then from there, he started breaking him down little by little with the power shots.
I think his right hand was money pretty much all night long. He was able to, you know, throw the uppercut pretty nice, and then the work that he invested in the body really did pay dividends towards the end of the fight.
Yes, at the end of the fight, Claggett did not want no more body shots to be hit with, and you know, he stopped Claggett offense. He stopped, you know, him from coming forward for throwing, or not coming forward, but at least throwing punches, throwing the same amount of punches that he was throwing in the beginning rounds. But it was all thanks to that body work.
All right, and Teofimo Lopez now 21-1 as a professional, 13 knockouts. And, you know, he said, I know it didn't seem like it, but maybe, you know, being at 140, maybe 147 would suit me a little bit better. I mean, it didn't seem, he had plenty of energy even in the day of the weigh-in. So we'll see what options present themselves for him. But like, I agree with you, Xander. There's a lot of still really good fights at 140 that I think would suit him very well before moving up to
There's a lot of big
welterweight.
fights at 140, and being honest, after tonight's fight, I don't know if he's ready for 147 just yet.
Isaac Cruz, Isaac Puello, excuse me, got Liam Paro just got
I feel
the
like
win.
he has great fights to be made here at 140. 147 right now is just a little too big for him. I mean, they have great guys at 147. I'm sorry. I just think that for him, the best right now is to stay at 140 and make those big fights happen.
All right, sounds good. Well, again, great job on the mic tonight, Xander.
Thank you.
You know, just right out of fighting, now back onto the mic, and then hopefully in training camp soon so we can see you back in the ring again at least once more before the year is over. For my producer and director, Marty Corwin, our entire crew in the truck, I'm Christina Poncher. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next weekend in Newark, New Jersey with Shakur Stevenson. Good night, everybody.